Hey everyone, you're listening to the official podcast of 4PlayerNetwork.com. Check us out at that address for everything you need to know about our community, monthly giveaways, and nightly live streams. You can even support us on Patreon at patreon.com/4Player. And last but not least, you can catch the live recordings of these podcasts every single Thursday night on our Twitch channel. We hope to see you there. Enjoy.
Damn.
Welcome to episode 508 of 4Player Podcast. My name is Nick Henderson. To my right is Carlos.
Hey.
And Brad Simons. Brad Simons.
Oh, what's up, yo?
Nolan Hedstrom.
Hello, everybody.
And Christopher Guthridge.
Hello.
This is the official podcast of 4PlayerNetwork.com. This is our last podcast in this room.
And we can definitely all breathe.
And we can definitely... Yeah, so... How do y'all feel about this, guys? This is our last time recording a podcast in this space. Next week we'll be in an all-new room, all-new space,
It's going to
all-new
look
house.
exactly the same for them, though.
This is really weird.
Is it?
I mean, it ain't going to look that different.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, why would it?
This
maybe.
ever since I've been on this show, it's been in this room.
Really?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
shit, really?
Yeah.
This is Crispy's
So
first
this
move.
this is the first move.
Oh, God, guys, my fucking mouth. Crispy,
I'm sorry.
why did you do that during the break?
I don't know.
Or not during the break. We haven't even started yet. There couldn't be a break yet. Never let Crispy play with compressed air ever again.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Every once in a while, guys, I'm sitting here, we're recording a podcast, I'm feeling really good about everything, and then I look up and somebody in chat says, God, Nick looks old. And I'm like, what?
Nick looks old.
Why?
You old motherfucker.
Man. Like a raisin.
Is it my
It's just the crow's feet and the receding hairline and the laugh lines. It's not like...
Is it my posture? Okay. Or all of the above? I don't know. I think I do have
I think
crow's
it's just
feet.
your. I think partially your facial hair, maybe. I mean, if you shaved, I'm sure you look a little more.
Does my
baby
shirt
face.
that says butts on it make me look any younger?
Yeah, you look really hip.
The trick is to construct your life so it's completely stress-free. And then you look like 25 all the time.
Brad, you don't look 25.
You look 19.
100.
Anyways, we are back from E3. This is our first podcast back since E3. Guys, what are we talking about tonight?
I don't know.
I've been playing something
Wait,
new.
no. Before we go, we'll
So am I.
We'll get to y'all's stuff in a second. I want to play catch up a little bit. I want to remind everybody there's a few things we're working on right now. Brad, I got your game top 10 games of all time audio done today. That should be coming down the pipe here soon.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, it's been sitting on my computer because we were preparing for E3. But today, as of today, it's officially done. So we're gonna have those videos starting to roll up very soon.
Sweet.
Also, we're working on our top 20 games of E3 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we've been back, we've had a little time to let it soak in. Everybody has their games figured out.
Was there even 20 new games at E3?
Yes,
Yes.
there's 20 new games at
There
E3.
was 22 new games at E3.
You son of a bitch. And all we had to do is pick the top 20 of those. What does that taste?
The CFCs.
Oh, God. It's so bad. So anyways, if
I'm
you're
fairly certain that's what cafefe tastes like.
Confefe?
Cafefe?
Kofifi?
So anyways, E3 2017 is behind us. So I would say within the week or so, start looking for it's a series of 20 short videos. We're just going to kind of spotlight our favorite games of the show. So check that out. Should be good stuff. There was a lot of good stuff to see at the show this year. So check those out. How do I podcast? I haven't done this in this.
What has everybody been doing lately?
Not playing video games.
I've been watching movies and stuff. I got caught up on some stuff.
Crispy finally watched some stuff.
I finally watched Logan, and I finally watched Get Out, and then I spent the rest of my time watching a bunch of Gundam anime.
Oh.
Because never mind. I wonder where that came from.
I wonder where. Maybe that will be reflected somewhere on my E3 top 4 list.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
What has everybody else been up to? Carlos, you didn't go to E3. What were you up to all week?
I've been playing a lot of PC games.
Oh yeah, you're a PC
I'm a
gamer now.
brand new PC gamer.
Carlos.
Thanks
Damn.
to Brad.
Talking to a microphone.
Brand new PC gamer. Thanks to Brad. And I have chosen to utilize this newfound power
He's ascended.
by playing a bunch of old games that I could have probably played on my laptop.
Yeah.
but with mods, so they look nice.
That's fair.
What do you
Playing a
want?
lot of Homeworld Remastered, Free Space 1.
Damn.
Damn.
One?
The deep
Free Space
cuts.
1?
Yeah, well, I'm playing it in the Free Space 2 engine, and I'm digging the space sim genre. It's really cool.
For some reason, when you said free space, I heard free cell, and I was like, "What?"
You just been playing free cell.
You just went a lot of
back.
freestyle?
You just went back.
All
I
the way
went
back.
way back.
Been playing a little bit of that. Also got a chance to play Hollow Knight for an extended period of time.
right?
You liking that?
pretty
It's
good.
too hard.
No.
And I think
Scrub.
it's hard for unnecessary
You're-
reasons.
Carlos,
the main one
You're
being
too baby.
Carlos.
that whenever you strike an enemy, you get pushed back in a little bit.
Yeah,
If
but
they
that's
got rid of
dope
that-
because you can
Get
keep
good,
yourself
son.
up in the air with that
Carlos,
What?
I didn't know you were a little bitch.
Bow.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We may be drinking tonight while we're doing this.
It's good. I just find it hard in ways that I think a game of that genre should not be.
Yeah.
Like, Metroid Prime, you very quickly get a large health pool that allows you to just kind of keep exploring, take
Sure.
a chill. Hollow Knight feels very oppressive.
I disagree.
I can't wait to play that game because it's coming to the Switch this year, apparently.
I've played quite a bit of Hollow Knight, and I have not had that many issues with it.
Guys, let me tell you a little story about E3 real quick.
Okay.
This is related to Hollow Knight. Well, not related to Hollow Knight, more of just never mind. Point is, if y'all remember during our we had a lovely 4-player community meetup on our last night in LA. It was wonderful. We went to Button Mash. We ate some food, we drank some beers, we talked to some good people. We went to this little shop there that we went to last year with this whole bunch of like nerd video game stuff. And if y'all remember, they had a record player in there, and they were selling vinyls, and everyone was like excited about all these like crazy video game vinyls they had. They had the FTL soundtrack. They had a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I made
And
the dude put
everyone
on the FTL
everyone was like,
soundtrack.
"Oh, Nick, you should buy a vinyl." And I was like, "Shit, I don't have a record player. Like, just do it. Don't worry about it. Just buy a vinyl. They usually come with the digital copies of the music, anyways." And I was like, "You're right."
Has
I
anyone
should-
tried to play a vinyl on a fidget spinner?
No. Anyway, I bought the vinyl soundtrack for Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, if y'all remember, let's rewind a little bit back to the first 2 days of E3, Microsoft press conference. They announced Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Got me very, very excited. In fact, I went on. I was just curious. I was like, did they ever release a copy, or like a physical version of this, like a definitive version, or whatever? And it turns out they did.
Yep.
They released a definitive version of this game for $20. I immediately bought it because I love that game.
Sure.
Got home from E3. It was sitting on my doorstep. Opened the box. You know what's in the box? The soundtrack.
Damn. You
What am I
double
gonna do
dip-
with that fucking vinyl record?
Double dipped on
put
the
it on your wall.
soundtrack.
You paint it gold, and you hang it on your wall.
It's glorious. Or
Yeah.
you get a fucking record
I feel
player
like
and listen
pretty
to
sick.
it.
I feel like there's no point in hanging a vinyl record on your wall if it's going to be the only vinyl record on
a
your wall.
That's not
lithograph
true.
has a much higher audio quality than an
You know-
MP3 ever will.
I have the Psychonauts signed by Tim Schafer hanging on my wall right there.
That's the only record he had on as well.
And you know what? It was sick. Like I never regretted that purchase. That was dope. I mean, honestly, I needed something dope for him to sign, and that just seemed like the cool thing.
I mean, it's kind of weird that like the digital version of the soundtrack's what pushed you into buying it to begin with. Because, dude, I hate to tell you, but that shit's like on YouTube. You don't even have to pay
I know,
for it.
but
Just pirate that shit.
dude, I don't pirate music
Spotify.
anymore.
It's
I-
not
you bought the
pirating, it's on
record.
YouTube.
It's on Spotify.
why are we? Why? Okay, every time I start talking about the fact
Nick,
that
you're dumb.
Oh.
go fuck yourself, Carlos. What can I say? I like spending money on music.
Dude, you have an awesome
but you
collectible
did literally
vinyl.
spend money on music.
Don't worry, I'll do something with the vinyl. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, fuck.
Get
Now,
a record
I
player.
literally just spent $25 on like a
Just-
decorative wall
Just
piece.
get a record player. This is the beginning of your collection.
Get a record player
Sure.
and some wine.
You know,
Sure.
you know what my mom has? I bet I can get her to lend you some if you get a record player. She has some really old Bill Cosby records.
Oh man,
That's not a joke. I swear to fucking God.
like just
Shit.
comedy
You went there.
records.
Yeah, some like comedy Bill Cosby records from like I don't know the 80s.
Can I not still like the Cosby Show? Can I not still think that Denise was kind of hot?
Well,
So this
Oh,
has been
shit.
going on for a long time then.
What else is everybody else? What have y'all been up to? Anything
Dude,
else?
I've been doing nothing but moving.
Oh yeah, how's the move going, Nolan?
Well, moved into a new house, or our first house. Bought a house. Don't ever fucking do
Damn.
that. It's horrible.
Hey, if it makes you feel any
Laying
better
down
at all,
some roots.
I lived in my house for a year and a half, and I haven't done shit with it.
Isn't your house,
I'm literally painting the first room next week.
isn't your house technically a condo?
It is a condo technically, but you know what? Fuck you, I own it. Yeah, fucker.
I have a deed.
I have a goddamn.
I don't know. Moved in most of the stuff. Still a few things left at the old place. We got to move over, but then just.
So
now
when
it's
can we
just
come
a
over and burn the old one down?
House of boxes.
Yeah.
House of boxes. I don't know. I'll have to follow up with my landlord on when it's good for him to burn the old one down.
Just let us know. We'll be there, ready
Yeah.
and waiting.
Had a garage sale. That was a fiasco.
Yeah, not
How'd that
good.
go?
Well, no, it's like Bernadette looked into doing garage sales. Like, oh, you posted online, but you gotta be very specific. You gotta, no early birds or whatever. Like it starts at 8, so you gotta show up at 8. And then we're getting set up, and people show up at 7 o'clock, and they're just sitting in our driveway staring at us.
Like it's like one of those creepy movies where they wake up in the morning, they look at the window, just people staring.
Yeah.
Just people standing in your driveway.
Dude,
Like, what the fuck?
And then Bernadette's like, it's not. And they're like, oh, we're early. Can we just get some price information? Like, what do y'all are selling?
Price information?
Like, what are y'all selling? How much it costs?
God.
And she's
No, there's
like,
people out there.
Oh my
She's like, come back at 8 o'clock. And it's just and we were trying to sell a bunch of shit. And the thing is, I'm not like the idiots from there's a neighborhood across the street from us, and they had a garage sale weekday, and there was 80 people doing garage sales this day, and Bernard and I went around, we looked at a bunch of stuff, and they think their shit is way too expensive, it's worth way too much.
Yeah.
Typically,
this hammer $20.
I feel like you should literally look at something, ask yourself what you think it should cost, and then cut that in half.
Yeah. Well, the thing, we looked at so many places where it was just way overpriced. They had this one doll thing that was in a box that Bernadette looked up online later. They sell for $12 or $13, and there was a stack of 4 of them, and it said $20. And Bernadette was like, "Oh, 4 for $20, cool. I just really want this one doll." It was a penguin. She likes penguins. She's like, "How much for just the one?" Oh, they're $20 a piece. Fuck you. Fuck
I
you.
punched him straight in the face, and I
And
left.
so we do our garage sale, and then someone is like, "Hey, how much for these shoes?" I'm like, $1. How much for this? $1. How much for this? 50 cents.
That's the secret. You just do a garage sale, and then you just decide in your mind. You just say, "Fuck it, everything's $1." I don't even give a shit what it is.
Even there was some stuff that some guy we had a bunch of these kind of figurine things that I had gotten this big pack and all this stuff, and they were each $1, and he was like, "How much for the whole thing?" And I was like, there was 12 of them, and I was like, $5. I was like, I don't
do you get any
fucking care.
weird hagglers? People that haggle for no reason.
No, but no. So there's this one lady, and she was haggling. She's like, "What if I throw in this and this?" I'm like, "Yes, throw in more. Yes, take all the shit. I don't care how much it fucking sells for. Just take it all." And it got to the point where I'm just wanting to get rid of it. I have a box of Dragon Ball Z VHSs that I don't want. I don't want to deal with this giant
didn't you
box
talk
of
to me
VHSs.
first, bro?
Nick, you want a box of VHS Dragon
no,
Ball
I
Z?
don't want a box of
Exactly.
V.
And there's this guy looking through
I'm
them,
not
and then he's
taking those.
looking up stuff on the internet, and I'm like, "Are you looking to see if any of those are worth anything?" Because they're not. I was like, "I'll sell you the box for $1," and he was like, "I'm good." And I'm like, "God damn it."
This is the fucking perfect Cell Saga, you fucking plebeian. What do you mean you're good for $1?
And so much stuff. I'm just surprised at how much stuff we have left over. And it just sucks. We're going to donate it all.
You never
I
get
really
rid of everything
don't
on
want
one
it.
garage sale.
I don't want it anymore. Granted, we sold a bunch of big ticket items. We had an old love seat and I don't know,
a sex swing.
yeah, that sold an old couch, with this tiny little kitchen table thing, washer and dryer. Yeah, so I sold a bunch of stuff, so it was good.
The joys of home ownership.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't sell was my dining room table, which Bernadette really wanted to sell. So we're getting a new dining room
Craigslist,
table.
baby.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted it, or you couldn't get a good price for it?
Well, we listed it at 200. The thing is, y'all see it's a nice dining room table.
It's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice. That brand
It's
new.
all right,
will
okay?
probably have
It's
As
cost-
far
all
as dining
right.
room tables go, it's got leaves and shit.
It probably brand new.
If your table has leaves, that's already that's $100.
It probably brand new
Base.
cost probably 1,500 maybe, and I'm 200. And if anybody asked for less, I probably would have sold it to them for less. But nobody even took two. I guess maybe it's people don't need a dining room table. But
You know what people do need?
what's that?
Kick in the teeth.
Video games.
I need video games.
Oh, you see what I
Nice
did?
transition.
Nolan does need video games.
Does
I
anybody-
am sorry to be sitting here taunting you, Nolan. Nolan hasn't played a video game in a while.
Like over a month. Oh, I mean, if you don't include the games I played at E3, I haven't played a video game in my home in like over
should
a
have
month.
been
You have
nice.
a Switch. Play something on your shitter.
You haven't played like
Play more Zelda?
No.
Nolan
there's
bought
stuff.
PUBG.
I did buy PUBG.
You did?
Yes.
High five.
It was on sale. Oh, sorry, it wasn't on sale. GMG sent me a coupon, and so I got it for $20.
You weak people.
Damn.
So I'm probably gonna play it. I don't know if this weekend. Once I set my computer still isn't set up in my house, but once I do get it set up, I'll probably play some.
All right, well, like I said earlier, this is our last night recording a podcast in this room. Next week,
That's pretty big news right there.
What?
Chris Davis
Davis-
got his first solo chicken dinner last night.
Nice.
Damn, he's
Which
played
means
so
he-
many fucking hours and he just got it.
The
He hid in the
worst.
closet for 30 minutes.
He shot one guy in the back of the head and that makes him a winner.
I mean, that is kind of how PUBG works.
But anyways, we're gonna get started here in just a second. I just want to say next week we'll be recording from an all new location. We'll be recording actually from Nolan's new digs. Which thank you, Nolan, for for volunteering your
Will this
space.
be the first time that like the main podcast room will be outside of incorporated Austin city limits?
Yes.
Yes, it will be.
I mean, I think we are more celebrating and drinking beers because of the fact that this will be the first time that the main podcast has been not in Brad's house.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
the first. Brad has never had to travel for the podcast before, really. When you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's always been at
It's a
Brad's
whole
house.
new
In
world.
other unrelated
No,
news,
This whole
Brad's
thing could fall apart real fast.
Thanks for always dedicating space in your abode to hosting this podcast.
I believe I've offered before.
Thanks.
No, you. Thank you, Brad.
In
for-
completely
for vol-
unrelated news, Brad's quitting the podcast.
There was a time when my last apartment, the podcast was just my kitchen. No, it was my living room.
Living room, yeah.
Yeah.
We did it in your living
It was
room.
Yeah.
the kitchen, then the living
God
room.
damn, guys, those were the days. It was
Oh man, that was the second.
no
Roach of
production
Krondor.
value at all.
That was the second Roach of Krondor, the return.
Yeah.
These guys give me so much shit because I'm not a fucking neat freak. They're like, well, I don't understand. Why didn't your maid clean the podcast room this week? Because I don't clean
Why do you
stuff.
refer to Malia as your maid?
No, she's-
That's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
I mean, I was quoting y'all.
You better
So
be glad
technically
she
it would have
doesn't
been y'all
listen to this
referring to her as my maid. And my maid doesn't clean shit either. So, yeah.
No, seriously though. In all seriousness, Brad, thank you for the years of dedicating your living space.
I want to see pictures of Nolan like scrubbing the carpet every week. Like,
Ideally, it shouldn't be necessary.
In all fairness, nobody's ever complained about the carpets.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, your carpets are
We
actually...
mainly complain about the trash that's on the carpet.
You know, there was that time we actually did come over on a weekend and we like cleaned the podcast room and I like brought a vacuum in and it was just like I turned the vacuum on and like 2 seconds I was like,
that happened one time in how many years?
we vacuumed the podcast for one time in how many years?
like 3. Holy shit!
3.
Well, I mean, like in this room, right?
Yeah. It's only been in this
I've been
room.
in this place for
Does anybody remember
about 5 years.
I want to know
No,
what
fuck
It's been
you.
longer than that.
Oh my
well,
God.
okay, I guess I
Has
have
it?
Yeah.
2012 is when I started. and we
Holy
were here.
fuck.
fuck me.
We were doing it out there in the living room. on the
Four
first time
and
I-
a half years at this place.
Oh god.
The first time I was ever on the show, it was in Brad's living room. at the
Oh
table.
man, that's crazy.
We used
There
to
was
do it in the
time-
living room?
There was a time when Jack was in the show and we did it in your living room.
Like once.
Was that once?
God, what were we using the room for before we moved the podcast in here?
I don't even remember.
You live here. I don't fucking know. What were we doing in here?
That's what I was saying. Like early this year, February of this year was 7 years for me on the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, because 2010 isn't that when?
How long do you have to
when
go
David
before
David
you get
moved to
the,
Japan, and that's when I joined.
Wait, how long before what?
How long until you get your gold watch?
I don't know. I'm still waiting on my gold watch, Crispy. So I'll let you know as soon as I get mine.
I think myself and maybe Nick have hit 10 years now.
Yeah, I think.
97 to.
Oh wait, no. We
No.
started.
2007.
Well, maybe we started
Yeah.
in 07. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
2017.
I think
Yeah.
it just depends on what month in 07. I think.
No. Wait.
No, I thought it was 08.
No.
No, we
start.
started.
Oh, 08 is when I moved to Austin, like in January of 08.
Oh, yeah,
We were
yeah.
podcasting. In fact,
From David's house.
the first podcast was about
Wait.
Twilight Princess.
So that means that the first podcast didn't take place in Austin?
No.
So this isn't
the first
time.
podcast was recorded online.
Hey, why don't we say the first
Or no.
podcast where anybody actually listened to it?
Oh,
Shit.
I think that was after I
episode
joined.
97?
That wasn't a knock on you. We did this show for like a year and nobody listened to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember we got that comment from it was like a Russian comment. I don't even know it was real. It could have been like some spam bot or something like that, but written entirely in Russian. And
Meet
we were
your
like,
next beautiful
"Oh my
bride."
god! Somebody fucking cared enough to leave a comment. Oh my god!"
I love
When-
your podcast.
when
Try
trans-
these supplements.
When translated, like, it was a cease and desist order.
That we completely ignored because we don't speak Russian. Oh my goodness. Anyway, sorry, that was a nice fun trip down memory lane, but we really need to get started. And in the spirit of words, which I can't fucking remember. It's
Spirit of
fucking,
games.
Brad, we're gonna start with the new game first. You've been
yeah.
playing the new game.
This just came out.
What's the new game?
I've been playing a new game by Housemarque.
Wait, is that House Marquee?
House Marquee.
Is that the same team that did
No,
Outland?
it's pronounced
Resogun.
Housemarque. Yeah, yeah.
No,
Dude,
it's
no, they've done a
Housemarque.
lot of awesome games.
Dude, I fucking
Housemarque.
loved Outland.
They've done a
that's
lot
really
of
good.
dope
That
shit.
game is so good.
They did the Super Stardust games. They done like
Dead Island.
no, not Dead Island.
fuck off.
Dead Nation.
Same shit.
Dead
Dead
Island.
Nation. They've
Dead
done
Face.
Resogun. They've done a lot of dope shit. Outland.
Face.
Why has he not posted the thing?
Chris Davis fell asleep.
Oh, Nex Machina. Is that the cue?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been a while since we've done this. You see, a little rusty. Don't worry.
I've been playing Nex Machina. It's a new game by Housemarque. They have another one they're working on. Is Matterfall? Isn't that Housemarque as well?
I believe so.
I think so.
What about Alienation?
Alienation, which I hear is like pretty dope.
I don't know.
Is that Housemarque?
Is Housemarque?
I will say this. Somebody completely unrelated to this show yesterday recommended that I download and play this game.
Well, as soon
I
as
thought
he
you said they
rolls the
recommend you download and
footage.
play this podcast.
You're gonna see why.
Did he just go in the bathroom?
Yeah, he did.
Ah, there it is. So this is a twin stick shooter game that, like, I'm not gonna lie, it sucks that it's really tiny. It's all voxel based. This is one of the most satisfying looking and playing like anythings I've ever played.
anything?
It's so satisfying
High praise.
I love-
to like shoot shit, and the way shit blows up is so good.
well, dude,
it's
look-
so everything is voxels, and the whole screen, the whole like world shakes every time you shoot. It's gonna be kind of hard to see on the screen, but like
damn.
it's a very fast paced, very score driven thing. But it still has like levels and bosses and stuff. But they put in a lot of mechanics to make it a very skill driven thing. And I've watched some like replays of
Those
like.
voxels look so satisfying.
Oh my
I
god!
know.
It's so everything blows up so good. So
the way
good.
you blow up.
Oh my god, what is happening there?
Oh, that's when kind of that stage ends and you move to the next one, and you're flying to like different planes in like the world, and sometimes it gets kind of trippy with where it goes. And this is just the first.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? It
the
kind of
first
reminds
world.
me of Geometry Wars a little bit.
Yeah, I
but
mean it's a twin stick shooter where you're getting like special weapons and stuff. Like I'm using the power shot, which you see me like charging up there, and it has like a cool effect when you shoot it. Although I think in the meta you're supposed to use laser, but for like maximum score dopeness. But this is not like a super like deep game. I mean, it can be deep in terms of like how good you get at it, in terms of like getting maximum score and stuff, and it can be quite challenging. But you have like a ton of continues, like the normal difficulty gives you like 99 continues.
No, the EC is infinite, and regular is 99.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I've been playing on regular. Actually, I don't know what this is here, but I think it's regular. And I mean, there's not much to say except it feels so good to play. It looks so good to play, and
dope
like,
as fuck.
yeah, it's dope as fuck. That's what happens when you get hit. Like you get hit once and you're done. Like you can pick up a shield, but like it's all just being a badass, and it feels so good. There's like a dash, and sometimes you can't believe you're surviving all the crazy shit that's happening.
Dude, I thought you died. Like watching this footage, I feel like you've been about to die like
No,
10
this is
times.
me just being successful. And,
This is me just being awesome. I don't
This
know.
is successful in
This
one
is
thing
my
in
life.
yeah, and there's like there's all kinds of like secret shit to find. Even though it's so fast paced, there's like secret like stages within the worlds, and it tracks everything. So like all the humans you save, and then there's like secret humans, and there's like secret things to destroy and secret levels, and it's just amazing like how you feel like you're so thorough, but then you get to the end of a world and beat the boss, and it shows you everything you got and everything you missed, and it's like so much stuff. It's just really, it's not deep, but it's satisfying. The game that it reminds me of, not that the game was like the same. It actually was a similar type of game in the genre, but one that just felt so good, even though it just, I guess, was more or less kind of shallow. Was the Avalanche game? What was it called? Renegade Ops. It was so
I
fun
never
just
played
to
that one
drive
either.
around and shoot things and blow up things in that game.
Dude, that was weird. You like blew something up because it's like it's kind of isometric, like it's a top-down twin stick shooter, but
Yeah.
kind of at an angle. But like you shot something and it exploded. And was I imagining that, or did like a bunch of voxels like fly up towards the camera?
Oh yeah, probably.
Dude.
They've been fucking around with voxels since Resogun, which also is a game that just looks fucking
Wasn't
amazing.
that a launch title for PS4 too?
Yeah.
It was. In
That
fact,
was
I think it was
Housemarque?
free on PlayStation
Yeah.
Plus when the PS4 launched. I think it's pronounced Housemarque.
I'm pretty sure it's
I'll
Housemarque.
fight you on that.
It's MARQUE.
No, I know it's
QUE.
spelled weird, but I think it's just
QUE?
pronounced
I think there's
Housemarque.
2 E's in it.
No, it's just one E.
It's Mark.
Is it?
Oh, hi, Mark.
I mean, it's okay. I'm sure they
Mark.
don't care. As long as you
hi,
play their game. Which you should, because this game is sick. It's
I
like
mean-
$15, and I'm telling you, it's so satisfying. Granted, you're only seeing one world here, and like,
Is it hard? I mean, it looks.
I mean, it's hard, but like when you die, it's not super punishing.
It's satisfying.
because
It's hard to beat. It's hard to be good at.
yes,
Well,
it's hard to be good at. But like it's one that you just want to go and get good. Yeah, the music is good as well. Although like each world has the same track pretty much until you get to like the boss stages, which that's what this is. Anytime like the level right before like the camera changes. After the camera changes, like you just saw, it triggers like the boss stage, and like this one's like okay, this boss. I mean, it's quite difficult, but like man, I got to World 4, and the boss in World 4 was so sick. It's so sick. It reminded me of like the cooler fights from Fury, but this.
Well, I was
game-
gonna say some of the dodging of like incoming fire and stuff, and the dashing reminds me of Fury,
yeah.
of that style. There's definitely lots of things flying at you on an isometric, screen. Yeah.
But it's quick, it's responsive, it just feels so good to play.
Dude, I have faith in that studio. The Outland is like.
No, it's legit. I think Outland is seriously underrated. That's
Dude,
a dope,
I
dope
played
ass game.
I played that game to completion. Like that kind of game usually isn't my thing, but man.
Yeah, it's really.
Well,
hard.
that game is kind of what opened up my my eyes to that genre. Like
crispy.
God damn it, Crispy.
She's like, wow, look at these voxels.
Oh god, our screen froze. That is the best.
Nick, pay attention. Why are you looking at your laptop?
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
All these freeze frames. We should all make funny poses and then wait for it to.
It's just really good, guys. It's really...
Oh, I don't know.
No! So yeah, play this game. It's called, what's it called?
Nex Machina.
Nex Machina.
NEX.
And playing this just reminded me how dope this studio is, and now I kind of regret not trying out Matterfall at E3. I'm gonna watch some videos and see how dope that is. Probably. Ooh, look, I beat the boss.
Oh my
It gets
goodness.
pretty harrowing, man.
Yeah.
Like for real when you're doing good. But yeah.
I really wish it had frozen when you were standing up. It's so fucking funny.
See, like, look at all this shit that I missed. Oh, well,
Hey
I skipped
guys,
it all.
you know what's funny? Do you remember the last time we drank on the podcast?
Is that Mike's birthday?
Mike's birthday
Yeah.
from
Oh
like
my god, I
4
got
years
fucking
ago or something.
toasty. Like I was horribly wasted.
People were
I've gone back and listened to that podcast and hated myself.
It was so bad. People were so mad at us for drinking on the podcast, but you know what?
Wait, the problem was I was drinking a fairly reasonable amount, and then Mike just kept pouring vodka in my
Yeah.
drink. I had a screwdriver.
We didn't
so
have a few beers.
Orange juice and vodka, and it was by the end of the night it was like 90% vodka because Mike kept leaning over and just pouring more vodka.
You know
in
what we
my
should
drink.
do first thing when we
Brad.
get back and when we get into our new space? We should get Mike on the show. Is his birthday coming up anytime soon?
I'm not sure.
Anyways, all right, thank you. That was Nex Machina. Thank you, Brad.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Crispy,
Hey,
would you care to talk about?
well, I didn't play Metroid Fusion.
I know. Okay, I'm so sorry. For those watching us live,
Does the overlay say fusion?
not only does the overlay say fusion, the fucking art is fusion.
Yeah.
I literally looked up Metroid Fusion when looking for the art
Nick-
to make these overlays.
Nick
for this
can't
podcast.
tell Metroids apart.
I can't. I've never played Fusion. I've never played Zero Mission. Although I do know about Zero Suit Samus, so I feel like I should have.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Samus?
Samus? What?
Samus.
Just like Laura.
Samus.
Laura.
Samus? Wait, what?
Lara.
It's just Samus.
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 It's Samus.
Actually, I don't know.
It's
Her name
Samus.
is fucking Samus.
I'm pretty sure it's Samus.
Whatever.
Fuck it.
I don't think it really matters.
Samus?
I call it
Samus?
I say Samus.
Her name
Samus?
is whatever you want it to
I
be.
will
Samus?
always say Samus.
Samus.
Oh, this is cool. I got really frustrated at one point while I was shooting this footage, and you will be able to tell.
Oh, there, because you're a noob.
No, it wasn't there, but.
I think there's a secret up there.
There
okay.
is, yeah,
Okay,
and I find
sorry.
it. This actually, I find the various suit during this.
Ooh.
So what?
Yeah.
So real quick, what inspired you to play Zero? Or sorry,
So while
Zero
we were at
Mission?
E3, one of the kind of
can only guess.
lesser talked about, more under the radar announcements
Shut up.
was the announcement of
Did you read this, Brad?
Metroid Prime 4, and a new, a 2D Metroid that is a remake of Metroid 2, being developed by Mercury Steam, titled Metroid Samus Returns, as opposed to Metroid 2 Return of Samus.
You know what you should play next?
So, what?
Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, I totally should.
Maybe you should get good.
No, what you should do is, now that you've played Symphony of the Night and Dawn of Sorrow, play the...
I'm getting frustrated all over again just watching this.
No, Crispy, seriously.
What?
You played, now you're playing a healthy amount of Metroid games.
Yeah.
You've played Symphony of the
Healthy
Night
amount.
Yeah.
and Dawn of Sorrow.
Yeah.
Both dope games, right?
Dope. They were dope as shit.
To prepare for this new side-scrolling Metroid game, the only way you properly can is to play Mirror of Fate.
Okay.
The 3DS Castlevania game that Mercury Steam made.
Oh, really?
Because they ruined Castlevania, so you got to see how bad that is
Oh, shit.
to see if they're going to do that with this new one.
Okay, I will.
I like how I
have
gotta
Mirror
give
of Fate on.
I gotta give you props, Brad. Because what you just said was to see if they would do it again. I feel like a younger, more immature Brad would have said to see what they're going to do again, as if it had already happened. I like that you've grown as a person enough to give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm excited about this new game. I am.
I mean, it's
I'm very proud
it's
of
an
you.
exciting prospect.
It seems really easy.
It
I'm
could
going to
be.
say that. It seems really
Seems
easy.
like a slam dunk, right?
I went back and watched all the footage being played and stuff from the show, and like it seems so easy. Now, I'm hoping it's just because it's the start or whatever. But
Or maybe because they were intentionally chose an easier place to because they were live demoing it.
maybe it just like they were just countering everything and like insta killing it afterwards. Like,
Also, maybe they were just really good at it.
yeah, it's possible.
Who the fuck knows? Anyways, Metroid Zero Mission. I almost said Fusion again.
yeah.
I'm so
So
sorry.
Metroid Zero Mission, which is a remake / expansion of the original Metroid.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Zero Mission's a remake of the original Metroid?
Well, it's that plus some.
I mean, the original Metroid came out in, what, 86, 87? Like,
The year
calling
I
it
was
a remake
fucking
is an
born?
understatement. I mean, it's like...
It kind of just covers the same story.
yeah.
Yeah.
damn,
But gameplay wise, it functions very similar to like Super Metroid, you know? Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's very Metroid. And you guys are just dicking around
Sorry.
with the camera,
Sorry.
so I don't. I'm just talking.
It's very Super Metroid?
It's very Super Metroid.
And how do you feel about that?
I love it. I fell in love with Super Metroid when we were doing
Right
Project
around the
M.
time I was cursing,
Right around the
cursing
time-
its name.
Right around the time Nick was cursing its fucking heart, I was like extolling its virtues, and that was entirely because we were like
'Cause you were beating Nick?
He was having a hard time. Yeah, well, I did beat him, but he was having a hard time with the controls. I was
Beat
playing
me
on
to the
an-
ground.
I was playing on an emulator, so I could customize my controls. So
And you were playing on what? What controller were you using?
I was using the DualShock 4, so
fucking
it
ass.
was just a fucking it was like it was so good.
Yeah,
it was
looked like-
beautiful.
it looked like
It
so
was-
much fun from where I was
It
sitting
was
too.
beautiful. I did I'm about 4 hours, I think, into this. 3 or 4 hours right now.
This game ain't long, especially if you don't try to like find all its secrets and stuff. Which
Yeah.
there are some crazy secrets in this game where you have to do like some shine spark, like
Yeah.
charging and stuff. Like, do you remember the shine spark
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like Super Metroid, where like you'll have to do shit where like you'll have to like hold the charge and then run to a different spot and then charge again, but like do it into a ramp so you don't lose the charge, and you go into the ball again and then do it at an angle. Like, there's some crazy secrets in this game, so I do hope that you poke at all the edges of this game, because it's truly some of the best 2D Metroid out there.
Yeah, that sounds.
And of course the last act of the game, which will kind of blow your mind.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah, that various suit. See, I'm jumping in the lava now, or the acid, and it's not doing anything.
That's cool.
Love it. Love it. So far, this experience hasn't been really that much different from Super Metroid that I can tell. It has been a little while since I played Super Metroid, so I don't have like the freshest reference to base this off of.
Yeah.
But holy fuck, man. Like, after about 2 hours of struggling with controls, because my biggest problem with Metroid is that I'm like, if you have the 4 face buttons on the controller, I'm so used to the bottom face button being jump and the left face button being fire, but the way it's set up on, you know, the
you can change that.
Yeah, well, I don't think you can change
On the Wii U, absolutely you can.
Well, this is really?
Yeah.
How?
Because when I played Mega Man X on the Wii U, I had to change the controls.
You have to tell me how to do that, because my
It's
solution to the
using
whole
a
thing,
touchscreen.
my solution was that I found out that the other two buttons, like the right face button and the top face button, are just mirrors of their kind of lateral counterparts.
Sure.
So I've just been using those and pretending that the other two face buttons don't exist,
Yeah.
and somehow I've gotten it into my head that that's the proper way to do it, and it's working now.
You 100% can change them. So figure
But
out
if
how to
I
do
can
it.
100% change it, that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Because the first night I was streaming this, where I did like 2 hours of it, I was seriously considering just redoing all my progress on an emulator so I could use the DualShock again.
wow.
Yeah, don't
But-
forget that.
But I don't need
This
it.
is
what do you
this
play
was a
this on?
Game Boy Advance.
I'm playing
game.
this on Wii U.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
was
this was a
Wait,
GB.
so you're experiencing this the way I experienced Super Metroid?
Well, yeah, but I'm adapting way better than you did.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I will say this about Zero Mission. Zero Mission is the one that's like absolutely the most like Super Metroid in terms of kind of structure and pacing. Fusion is like a very different.
Different
feeling.
kind
What
of
is the
Kind of
distinguishing
Metroid
character?
game.
Like
Much
I'm
more
looking at this footage,
story.
and this is just, you know, Metroid ignorance on my part, but like the only 2D Metroid I ever played is Super Metroid. Is it beside, like, it looks like, if you were to show me this next to Super Metroid, I feel like it'd be hard to tell the difference. What?
Yes, and where I'm at right now, that's kind of how I feel.
I think
Okay.
that
It's
was kind of
very-
the aim.
It
though.
is very much Super Metroid.
I mean, those
which
beating
is
hearts
why,
look new.
The what?
Those beating heart looking things right
Oh
there.
yeah. That was
Those-
a new puzzle that I'd never encountered before, and I actually already figured it out earlier. I figured it out while I was recording this, because I hadn't really gotten to a point where I had to deal with them yet. And you can kind of tell probably about 5 or 6 minutes ago the moment where I had my like, oh, that's how these work. But I'm still trying to figure this one out.
I just realized so like the fact that this looks and runs and plays like Super Metroid was very much like the GBA was kind of like a secret portable Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
So like this was kind
this looks just about as good as Super Metroid did.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
is
It's a good looking game.
like this
for
was
its time.
fucking this is sick, and I don't know, like this is what I wanted out of Metroid. Like this is after playing Super Metroid and wanting to continue with the series, instead of playing another 2D Metroid, I played Metroid Prime, and I wasn't really
That's why I recommended
ready
this.
for that jump.
Yeah, don't say that in front of Carlos.
Metroid Prime is so good, dog.
No, I'm
too
not
many
saying it's
Ds
not
for you.
good, but like,
Hey, dog, I
but
agree.
like the transition never crystallized in my brain. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
didn't get to a point yet with Metroid Prime where it felt
Yeah,
as
bomb those
comfortable
fuckers.
and natural as the 2D Metroids do. I should have just jumped right into this from Super Metroid, because this I'm loving it. Like, this is great.
If you do want something that feels a little bit differently, obviously doing Fusion next would make a lot more
Hey,
sense.
I can just
Fusion
save
has
these
a lot more
overlays.
story.
Yeah.
I can
It's
just
kind
save
of
these
linear,
overlays
but
for
they-
that episode.
They do some cool
There's
different
more like
shit.
story
like,
driven.
yeah, like your suit is
The
like
cool thing
alien.
about this is there's actually like I don't remember this being in Super Metroid, but there's a lot of like cutscenes and stuff, showing stuff that's happening in other parts of the world. Like what, like you'll finish something and then it'll show you a cutscene. Like I saw one that was like a ship coming towards the planet with Ridley aboard it.
Yeah.
I think.
This is very
and then
like
there's-
little story actually because it's a remake of one. Fusion
Right.
is the one with a lot of story.
But yeah, I just
That one has
meant like
voice acting
the
too,
animated
right?
cutscenes
Yeah.
and stuff were really cool.
So if you like that, you'll probably like Fusion. Fusion
y'all-
has a lot of
did
weird
y'all
things.
see-
Also, I very much wanted you to get to the last act of this game because that's kind of divisive.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think I've already talked about it with you.
Did
About
y'all
what
You
happened.
haven't told me
See,
what it is.
Okay.
I don't think.
What's up, Nick?
Did y'all see Nintendo's thing where they said Metroid Prime 4 is a 2018 game?
I did not see
Does
that.
Really?
that not sound? Is
I
that,
doubt it.
that sounds fucking weird.
I feel like they
cares?
have slightly
I feel like
shorter
Nintendo-
development cycles.
Yeah,
anyway, though.
no, or they announce games
Later in their
Closer
cycle.
to-
further in their cycle.
Like maybe it's
yeah.
already been in development for
Because
a
I mean,
while.
think about it. Like they didn't really say anything about Breath of the Wild until last year's E3.
That's true.
And then that game came out at the beginning
And
of
it
this
was
year.
fucking huge.
Or like look at Mario Odyssey, which there are some speculation that game's done and has been kind of done.
Yeah.
Wait, what game?
Mario Odyssey.
Oh.
Like that. Like they announced Mario Odyssey
Last
when they
year.
first showed the Switch footage. They showed a little bit of footage
Dude.
of it, and we thought, oh, that must be like a prototype or something.
Yeah.
And like no, like that game was
That
much
was-
further along
Pretty solid.
than we think, and it's coming out less than a year after that.
And you know what? Having just played it last week, it's fucking dope.
It's so good.
That's pretty
I've been
good.
listening to that fucking theme song in my car.
Dude,
like,
everybody's
all
been
week since we got
blowing up over that
Crispy,
theme
you're
song.
bad at Metroid.
Can someone
I'm-
send me that theme
This is
song? I
this
actually
is.
haven't listened to it.
Stop
really.
it. This is.
Also, can I just say I just noticed that Chris Davis is using the wrong overlay.
Oh.
Is he?
Yeah, it's our E3
Oh,
overlay.
that's the E3
predictions
overlay.
overlay.
Look, it's Xbox and it's PlayStation.
Yeah, man, wrong
Chris Davis is
overlay.
gonna blame you. Probably.
Fail.
Damn.
Fail.
Damn. Look at him.
Anyways.
Anyways.
He's better at it than you.
Anyways, is there anything else you want to say about Metroid?
I'm really into it.
Are you
and-
are you playing this exclusively on the feed when you broadcast, or
Well, with the exception of this, I've only played it on the feed, but I probably this weekend will like take out a big chunk of it off the feed.
Yeah,
just because this is kind of like my thing, and I don't want it to fall into the same trap that a lot of my other feed-only games, like for instance, Dawn of Sorrow,
Like Neo for
Aria
me.
of Sorrow. I'm sorry, I really really enjoyed Aria of Sorrow, but I was playing it like so broken up that like I didn't get to have the same kind of like coalescent experience with it that I had with Symphony of
sure.
the Night. So I don't want that to happen again. So I'll probably play a bunch of this off the feed by myself when I have time. I don't even really know what I'm playing next week because everyone's pressuring me to play Star Trek Bridge Crew, which I really want to play, but
Yeah.
hey man, VR, bro.
it's $50.
Be our
That is-
bro.
that
Hey, if
does
you're
seem
gonna
a
do it
little
on the
extreme.
feed, the site will get it.
I am, I would really like to play Star Trek Bridge Crew before
I bet you
nobody is
would.
playing that game.
For sure.
No, there's
Also,
definitely
if
gonna be
you-
people playing it.
If you want to play a real game, I'll let you borrow Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. Just let me know.
Okay.
Hey Carlos,
What's up?
here I'll turn my microphone towards you a little bit. You've been playing. So you're here tonight.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. You've been playing some PC games, right? Is that what you've been playing? Darkest Dungeon on?
Damn! Darkest Dungeon, Crimson Court. Dude, the people that made the game have spent the time that it took them to come out with this, like learning how to make the game even more evil.
That's fucked
You're
up.
not encouraging me,
Yeah, I don't know
man.
if that
That's
sounds
fucked up.
good.
That game's already so fucking balls
Dude,
hard.
it's fucking evil, but it's evil in a good way. Like the way Brad told me something yesterday or the day before. He was like, the people making this game are really good at game design, so they figured out the best ways to like be assholes to the player, but in a way that still keeps you coming back. It's very abusive,
yeah.
but it's really good.
That's nice.
Abusive in a good way.
You must have deserved it.
Yeah,
I mean, abusiveness is like literally pretty much a system in this game, anyways.
yeah. But like this game has a lot of new content. It has a new class. A lot of the stuff I'm gonna say may not be accurate because I'm refusing to read stuff on the game, like on a wiki and stuff. So what I'm telling you now is like stuff that I kind of
that you've gathered yourself.
Yeah, deduced on my own. There's a new class.
Is that the new
Flagellum,
class?
yeah, the second one from the front. If you play Darkest Dungeon, he reminds me a lot of the Occultist. He's pretty good at dealing damage, but he also
Puts himself at
he's
risk.
able to heal.
Oh.
Like he can heal himself or other party members, but when he does that, he like inflicts damage on himself. Reminds me of the occultist a lot.
What's the class called? Do you know?
The flagellant?
Flagellant?
Is it flagellant or flagellant?
Flagellant.
Flatulence?
Flagellant.
The flatulent?
No, flagellant.
Flagellant.
Oh, tell me about the flatulent.
He abuses himself.
I
Yeah,
would-
he abuses the.
It's like that albino guy from the fucking Tom Hanks movie about the Bible. And
Yeah, but a
And
couple,
puzzles.
a couple more things with this new class. What do you want? Okay, a
The
couple
Da
more.
Vinci Code.
A couple more things with this new class though, is that he can never become virtuous. Like whenever character stress goes all the way to the top in this game, your character can either become virtuous and gain like a bonus, or they can become desperate,
Aberrant or
something like that,
desperate,
and they
yeah.
get like a negative effect. This guy can never become virtuous. But the debuffs that he gets from becoming negative also have significant damage buffs as well. And this guy also gets a pretty significant buff whenever he's at death's door.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like playing
He's
Russian
gonna
roulette.
be there the whole time.
So you're like, should I heal him? Should I take him out of death's door or not? Is it worth it? I
Do
mean,
you always just click on random curios?
right now I am because I don't know what they do. But and then there's this whole new area which works in a manner that's completely different from the previous areas in the
Oh,
game.
there's like a new screen tilt too. Like they've updated this game in subtle ways.
like
I've noticed.
like visually too?
yeah.
Well, this whole new area that you're seeing here in the enemies, that's the courtyard. That's the new area, and I don't know if I'm gonna move the map a little bit around this footage,
Okay.
but it's really big. And the way this map works is, well, for starters, you can't go into the courtyard whenever you want. You need to have an invitation to go in there first.
How often do you get an invitation, dog?
Probably one every 2 runs.
Okay,
But I think
it's
they
not
patched
bad.
it so that it happens more often because people have been complaining of that. So you get invitations by finding these enemies in regular dungeons. Sometimes they're going to be one of those like little butlers dude holding an invitation. You have to kill him like in 2 turns before he runs away. And that's how you loot his invitation. And that allows you to go into the courtyard once. So once
So what? Why do you want to go to the courtyard
Hold
so
on.
badly?
Once you go into the courtyard, which is this new area themed after like some kind of vampiric mosquitoes.
Oh, nice hit.
Yeah, like the courtyard. Let me tell you how the courtyard works. You spend your invitation to go into the courtyard, and you know how in previous dungeons, like the whole map is revealed once you go in, and you can kind of like start planning, like, oh, I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
Not in the courtyard. In the courtyard, only the room you're in is revealed, and once you clear it, like it reveals the next set of rooms.
Again, why do I want to go to the courtyard?
Because I'll get to that in a second.
God damn it, Carlos.
We're working our way up to it.
We're working our way.
Patience.
We're working our way to it. The courtyard map is huge, but you can abandon it at any time. Like you can retreat from it, and then heal your heroes up, cure their stress, and then come back, and you'll start off at the same room you left.
Oh, so it's like a edge, like you're chipping away at it.
Yeah, you're chipping away at it. You do need to have an invitation to come back.
Yeah.
And
Do you get
you get no
stress?
experience. You get no experience from abandoning the courtyard. You only get experience by finishing it, which is finding and killing the boss. But almost
Do you
everything
get-
in
do
the
you get
courtyard,
your spoils when you abandon.
almost everything in the courtyard drops trinkets.
Are there like new trinkets? Though?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of new trinkets. Like whenever every time I've exited the courtyard, every time I've retreated from the courtyard, my inventory is just filled with trinkets. Like killing mini bosses, of which there are plenty, gives you trinkets. Random encounters give you trinkets. Curios give you trinkets. Chests give you trinkets. There's also like whenever you're exploring the map, you'll come across locked doors, and then you have to retreat and go down a different path to try and find a key. You see what I'm getting at? And then eventually you find the boss of the dungeon, which is I'm not sure we're gonna get to that on this footage, but I found the boss room and I was like, okay, I'm out. I have enough invitations. I'm gonna take these guys out, heal them up, and I'll come back with them fresh to try to tackle the boss. I have no idea what the boss does. Haven't fought him yet.
You're gonna die.
Probably.
Like you're gonna die. I saw a message that said, "Yo, this should have just been." No, I think it's the narrator.
What?
I think it's the narrator.
What's the narrator?
Is the boss.
Okay, Crispy's drunk. What?
What are you doing? Oh. Oh, and in addition to that, there's also a new wandering boss. I don't know if you ever got to fight the collector in the regular game. Like it's just a boss that wanders through dungeons and you fight him.
Dude, fuck
there's
that
this
guy.
there's this boss.
Can you like try to avoid him, or like is it just you have a random chance of running into
He
him?
does. There's another thing I haven't talked about. Whenever you get attacked by these new enemies, there's a chance you might get the Crimson Curse, which makes your character thirst for blood.
Is that why it's called Crimson Court?
Yes.
Wait, so they
vampires.
become vampiric?
Yeah, they become vampiric.
Is that
And
stick?
This is a disease that goes away on its own after a while. But while your heroes have this disease, if you don't feed them blood, which you loot from enemies, they might die. Like they
What do you mean might die?
Because first they just have the curse.
They will likely die.
Then they become craving. Then they start wasting away. And then if you haven't fed them blood by then, if you wait a little longer, they die. And they will die
Instantly?
Yeah, and they will die even in your roster. Like if you go on a mission and there's not enough blood in your hamlet, because blood is like you can't buy blood at the store. Whichever blood you have left over after a run gets put in like your store's inventory. If you don't have any blood and you go on a mission and you have a couple of wasting heroes,
Yeah.
when you come back they might be dead.
Oh,
Man, this sounds
wow.
stressful as shit.
Dude, no shit. But it's fucking amazing.
Wait,
I'll
Brad.
offer some new fucking trinkets? Man, fuck trinkets. I got good trinkets already.
Does this surprise you? Isn't Darkest Dungeon like always been stressful?
Man,
Yeah,
this
but
is- no
now
shit.
the stakes are even higher because to even go into this new dungeon, you need to spend like an invitation, and maybe you spend your invitation, you go in and you're forced to retreat on the very first room. That invitation went to waste. You have to go farm for another one.
You have to farm for invitations?
Yeah.
You don't. I mean, you get them pretty often, but you know how this game works. Like
Yeah.
it can all go wrong
Everything
within
goes-
seconds.
oh, man.
They
I mean, you know
could
Murphy's
fuck
law.
you.
You know Murphy's law. If it can go wrong, it will.
Correct.
The way this game works is, if it can go wrong, it'll go wrong in the worst possible way.
Man.
So this other boss that I was telling you right now.
I have not finished this game.
Okay,
Wait, Brad, this
what do you
was
want?
I'm too scared.
Dude, everything that you get to do in the Crimson Court, like all the new mechanics and stuff, they're so good and like well designed that I kind of wished the original game was like that.
Wasn't this your game of the year last year, Brad?
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch.
And I'm too scared.
Dude,
I'm too scared to go into the darkest dungeon.
Like whenever I'm playing this, my butthole is like this, dude. I got the clench going. Like, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm better
Tell
than
me
you
more.
at this.
No, you're not. I have like
what happens if you
this
eat a
party
bunch of
that I have here.
prunes?
You see what their names are? CC1, CC2, CC3, CC4. Because all they do is Crimson Courtyard. I got them min-maxed to like be the most like fucking ass kickers they can at fighting mosquitoes.
Someone pull up the
You
Homer
be
Simpson
clicking on
nerd
random
video.
curios and shit. Come on, dog.
I got.
That's just risk taking.
Okay, okay.
Needless risk taking.
All right, listen, motherfucker. I got speed and like speed
Grace.
buffs and curios on the Plague Doctor. He always goes first. You know what he does when he goes first?
He stuns.
He buffs the leper because then he can take out the front two guys in the first turn. And also he's got a
Are
trinket.
y'all walking backwards?
Yeah, because I fucked up or something. But he also's got a trinket
Sounds about
that
right.
allows him to always stun these kind of enemies. They're a new type of enemies. So you can do like plus bonus damage to eldritch creatures on these guys.
How good are the trinkets, man?
They're great.
So just stun the fools.
I do.
Okay. I thought you said you buffed the leper.
No, I buffed the leper, and
Man,
then after
fuck
that,
buffs. You're wasting turns, man.
after that's done, I can use the Plague Doctor to stun the back two rows. And if you notice, I got 3 healers. Vestal heals, Plague Doctor heals, and removes bleeds, which is very important. And for my nuke heals, I got the Flagellant at the front.
The flatulent.
Flagellant.
The flatulent.
Are you gelling? I'm gelling.
The flash.
Dude, this game is so good, dude. I'm sweating, dude, just talking about it.
I don't know, man.
I like how Carl. Wait,
I feel like
sweating.
you're too risky. I feel
Carl's-
like if they had like versus Darkest Dungeon, I'd kick your ass.
Carl's.
Dude, no.
What game did you
dude,
just finish
yes.
saying that you wouldn't play because it was too hard?
Hollow Knight.
What a fucking nerd.
Dude, this game.
This is like the hardest game ever.
It's so good, though.
Carlos, you're so weird
It's so good.
sometimes.
Do you want to hear about this other wandering boss?
Go ahead.
The fanatic. He's like a priest, and what he does is if one of your party members are inflicted with the Crimson Curse,
Sure.
he's like a fanatic. He wants to like cleanse the
Kill
earth.
them.
Yeah.
So he can only show up if you have somebody with
if
the
you have
crimson-
someone with the Crimson Curse.
Okay.
yes.
And does he focus on that character?
No, he focuses on your whole
Yeah, it
party.
might be loud for the mic.
But He reminds me of the hag. You know, the hag that had a cauldron,
Yeah, yeah.
and he would she would throw a party member in there. The fanatic does kind of the same thing. He has like a pyre, and he will grab one of your party members and
Throw
put them
them
on the
on
pyre
the-
and start burning them. And he also gets to go 3 times every turn
What?
because fuck you.
3 times?
Because fuck you.
Hey guys,
You know what that means? You fucking poison his ass.
Yeah, you can fucking bleed him 3
And
times.
you know what? He poisons 3 times every turn. Fuck that dude. Man, give me this DLC. I'll
guys.
rip it apart.
I love this game.
SMG Sterling in chat has the right idea. Next mini Project M, Brad versus Carlos, Darkest Dungeon. Go.
You can't
You
race
can't
Darkest
ra- I mean,
Dungeon.
What if y'all did? What if
It's
y'all?
like- it's
Well,
like-
maybe.
this
play until
crocodile-
someone breaks.
This
'Cause you're
crocodile mini
noobs.
boss, whenever you first install the DLC, you can go into the Crimson Courtyard as like a prologue or whatever.
Yeah.
And this guy is the guy you fight in the very last room of that. And holy shit, I wiped 2 parties on this dude
Man, come on. He
before I
looks
kind
like
of
a
figured
bitch.
out how shit works.
Wait. He's 4 slots big?
No, he's got like the little reeds on him.
Dude, you bring a fucking Houndsmaster, you bleed the motherfucker.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put a kibosh on.
Kibosh?
You guys are officially nerd talking this.
Bleed this motherfucker. If he's multiple slots, a bleed will take damage on each
Yeah,
one.
but whenever he submerges, he removes all debuffs from himself. Like he's like a crocodile, so he'll go underwater to prepare his heavy attack. And when he does that, he heals himself and removes debuffs from himself. And he goes twice.
I'm confused anyways. I'm just thinking of the
Man, you guys are
flesh.
crazy.
Flagellant.
This game looks dope though. I
Stop
wish-
calling him the flagellan.
It's the flatulent. Get it right.
He doesn't sound cool if you call him the flagellan.
But he doesn't.
Flagellant.
Does he sound any cooler if you sound call him the flatulent?
No.
Crispy, put down the fidget spinner.
He sounds like he has like little gel insoles in his shoes.
Dr. Scholes?
Yeah, Dr. Scholes. Are
Wait,
you
who-
gelling? I'm flagellan.
Good.
Gelling like flagellan.
Yeah.
You also can only bring one of those in your party.
Man, why is your leopard hitting like a bitch?
All right,
What do you mean?
Brad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break. We're getting really deep into like nerd Darkest Dungeon talk.
It's good.
It's so
It
good.
is good. I
It's
know.
so good.
It's so good.
How many hours you got in that shit?
I mean, over 100.
Have you finished the game, Carlos?
No one's ever has.
Yeah.
No one.
I don't think you can
Oh my
finish
god! Do you know the final boss of like Darkest Dungeon? He's just like he has an attack that's just like, all right, you choose someone to die, and you know what? And you just have to choose, and that person just dies. And you know what? He'll do it again. Choose someone to die, and you just have to do it. It's horrifying.
It makes you choose?
Yeah.
And it's like
Whenever-
literally.
Whenever you get him down to a certain point, the skill is even called "Come unto your maker," and you realize you can't select him. You can only select your party members, and you're like, "What?" And you click on one, and they just die.
I'm
like
not
they're
even-
gone forever.
I'm not even kidding. That's the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard. But yeah, maybe y'all should do a mini project game where y'all both race through the Darkest Dungeon.
You can't. You can't.
Sure
Like a
you can.
million hours.
Y'all just gotta play until it's done. That's all you gotta
Play
do.
in radiant mode,
Stay
man.
away.
You have to play until
until-
one of you goes insane.
Yeah,
it is.
until one of you dies.
Crispy, put down the fucking fidget
What? We're
spinner.
going on
It
break.
makes
I'm
noise
taking
on the mic.
Are we?
We're going to...
Killing me.
You said
I think we are
I'm
going
gonna
to
take
break.
that thing away from you. Crispy showed up tonight with a fucking fidget spinner.
Yeah, a Green Lantern. fidget
God,
spinner.
it doesn't matter.
You know, before you showed me a Green Lantern, and I just saw green. I thought it was weed, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn."
Smoke weed
Full
every
circle.
day.
Oh my god. Guys, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we got a little bit of news. We got some questions from our patrons. I want to talk a little bit about Nier Automata because I started that.
Damn,
I started the
how
game
far are you?
about 9 hours.
You
in.
haven't started it yet.
You shut your fucking mouth.
You don't start that game until the final credits.
Yeah. That's kind of
I don't even know if I can have this conversation with Crispy. I tried having it last week.
Oh,
I don't know if I could have this conversation with you.
all right. Here, I'll just talk to you. You ignore Crispy.
All right, that sounds like a plan. But we'll do that when we come back from the break. If you're listening, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I don't think you'd like Nier. You'd be
Welcome
like, "Man,
back.
this is bullshit.
Welcome back to the show. Yeah,
I don't think you get it.
I also don't think I know enough about Carlos's taste yet to really fully know that I should recommend it or not.
He likes Alan Wake, and so do you.
I love Alan Wake.
My answer to that question is I would never recommend that game to anybody.
I don't see. That's a great start. Let's just kick it off right there. That's a great starting point for this conversation. I've played about 9 hours of Nier Automata. I don't know what you're talking about. I already love this game.
I know, I love it too.
But like you just said, you wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I would absolutely recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
Not anybody.
It is
not
like,
anybody.
It is like at 90 on Metacritic.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
fantastic. It's a great game.
But I don't understand what you mean by you wouldn't recommend it. Like I feel like every time Crispy talked about it, it was very much this like hesitation to like recommend it, or hesitation to admit that he liked it, or I don't even know what.
No. I love that game. I just think
I
that
don't understand the hesitation.
I just think that like
I think the game plays.
I don't know if anybody. I don't know. Like I don't know. I
No,
think
you know what?
everything
No.
that I really like about the what.
You gotta stop. Because we've had this conversation a billion times.
Yeah,
Let's
we
like
have.
Nick, stop asking him that question.
Okay,
you
fine.
need to talk about your thoughts
Fine,
on this game.
Fine. And first
No
of all,
offense.
I do also want to say that yes, I know there's gonna be a lot of people in chat who are tempted to be like, you know, you don't know anything, Nick, until you've played 3 fucking endings of this
fool.
game. And you're probably right. But I have played 9 hours of this game so far, and I'm working towards the ending, and I feel that push, that I feel compelled enough to keep going, and there's so much about this game that is just Oh yeah, by the way, I did totally take off my skirt here.
I mean, that's the only way to play.
Yeah. There's so much about this game that is just speaking to me. Like, I don't know what I can talk about because I know anything I say right now is going to be kind of undercut by like
The fact that you need to play
the fact
more.
that I don't know.
You know nothing, Nick Snow.
I do know nothing about this game really, and that is kind of the weird thing. Like, especially going into it, I'm not experiencing this game the way most people did, which is, you know, a lot of people experienced it right when it came out. Nobody knew what they were getting themselves into. Nobody knew where it was going until it finally did. I am going through it having had everybody who's already played it telling me that like
Yeah,
the game doesn't even start until you
Nick.
see the first fucking credits roll.
Nick, that's how I played it too, and I fucking hated those people. I fucking hated
You've
that shit.
become one of those people.
I have. I've watched myself become that person because, like,
they were
it's
right.
true. It's true. man.
Okay. Oh
What
my
you've
God.
experienced of the game so far, honestly, I thought was like kind of cool. It was like fine, but like it wasn't really like life changing.
And here's
It wasn't. It didn't
Sure.
grab me.
Not
Like,
life changing. Here's what I will say. Okay, and I think part of the reason I'm enjoying it is because I do know there's some mind fuckery coming, and there's some cool shit coming. And you know, at its base level, gameplay wise, you know, it isn't the deepest. Like I feel like the character I love the way the character controls. I love the way that she moves through the world. I think it's super fluid, and not to mention, I just love. Like, going from the first Nier to this game feels like such a magnificent leap. That it's like, what I love about Nier is its personality, its just fucking weirdness, and I just love the world that they've built. And I loved it in the first Nier, but the first Nier lacked the polish. I feel like this is the game that I've been wanting since I played the first Nier, because it's like that same, the world has that same personality, has that same feel to it, the same vibe, but I'm finally getting it in the context of a more polished, like, open action game, which is cool. I really like that stuff, but at the same time, all I can really say about it from like is that I fucking love how the character fucking controls. I love the combat. I don't think it's super deep combat because a lot of the combos I'm doing are kind of repetitive.
Could you ride that board?
You can.
Yeah.
I haven't done it yet.
and you can drift.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, the board drifting was in the first Nier.
Correct.
So like, but like, you can totally do it in this one. I have not yet done it myself.
There's also mooses.
There's
you can
mooses,
ride.
There's
yeah.
a fucking ladder there?
You didn't know about that?
I never knew about this ladder.
Wait, is that?
That takes you all the way up to the top of this skyscraper.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also never knew
Holy
about
shit.
that ladder.
What?
Every
I
time I went up to the
never
top of that
knew.
building, I went through the stairs.
The floors, right? Yeah. The stairs.
You took the long way every time?
Holy shit.
I didn't know the fucking ladder was there.
Maybe they patched it in.
I will say this though, Nick, and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way.
Don't worry, I will.
I don't want you to think that like I'm deriding your opinion, but like a lot of the stuff you're talking about right now, like the controls, you're right. I think the game controls really well. I think it controls about as good as any other Platinum game does. I don't think the combat's as deep as a lot of like, the best Platinum
That's
games
one thing
is.
I want to stress. I don't think the combat's super deep because a lot of it is very repetitive.
But like the other stuff you're talking about, like the world that they've built and all this shit, I think that's bullshit. I didn't care for it really. I didn't think it was really that great. It never really grabbed me.
See, that's where the disconnect is between you and I, because I am totally
by
in love
the end
with
of
this
my
world.
time with this game, I was like, this game has affected me in ways that like very few games ever have. And I don't think that it's the narrative. I don't think it's the characters. I don't think it's the story that does it.
I don't see.
I gotta talk about something. I have
Okay.
yet to play this game.
Okay.
It's not like I think it's dumb or whatever. It's been on my to do. I'm going to get to it. I now have a copy of it, so I'm going to play it.
Did you play the first Nier?
I played, I think, like half of it.
Okay.
Or endings. I don't fucking know. I played a bunch of the first.
It gets
Nier,
confusing,
and I really enjoyed it. And like I stopped playing it for a silly reason, and I didn't pick it back up. But like it just like. I hear everyone talk about this. And I've heard y'all talk about this on multiple shows. You know, Crispy playing through it and Brad playing through it, and everyone on the internet talking about it. And so it's just one of those things where it's like I don't get it because I haven't played it. And there's
Well, Crispy's played it.
I
And he
don't
still
get it,
doesn't
and I
get
have
it.
there's this book I read a while back called Wool.
Oh, I'm reading that. I'm reading that right now.
Oh, did Joel recommend it?
Maybe.
Anyway, so anyway,
Maybe at some point.
the whole point of the book is like it's in the future, dystopian future, and like when people get sentenced to like death or whatever, their punishment is they have to go outside and
clean the
windows,
camera lens.
the camera lenses, of like this building. They're in an underground like kind of bomb shelter-esque thing, and like everyone, it's like not something they want to do. They're forced to do it, but every time they're sent out, they fucking do it. And like even people who are like, I'm not going to do it, but when they go out, they do it. And it's one of those things. It's like why, like you don't know why they do it, but they do it. And it's like, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like you don't know until you're in that situation.
Are you saying that's what this game is like?
It might be.
Like why do these people play this game?
Everyone's
That is a scary, like, accurate depiction of my experience with this game.
Yeah.
Of just like the whole time I'm playing this, listening to those people being like, oh, you haven't played the game, oh, you gotta play it, blah blah blah, oh, it's so great, blah blah blah, all that shit, and me being like, you guys are full of shit, I'm gonna play this game and prove you all wrong, and then getting to the end of it and being like, oh my god, I'm
Do you really
just
think
one of
like
them.
that, Crispy?
What?
That's a slightly damaged way of thinking about anything.
Of what?
I'm going to prove you wrong by hating this
No,
game.
no. It wasn't that. It was just like I really didn't. I don't know. I really didn't see. I didn't see where the tricks could come from that would make me have the kind of visceral reaction that a lot of other people had. So I didn't think that they were there. I thought they were all just like a bunch of rubes who were being taken in by parlor tricks,
Yeah.
But that I was taken in by those parlor tricks. So. Who's the real rube?
I mean,
Definitely you.
Me, for sure.
I don't know what I can say about it because
You're early.
aside from being early,
fully
like
hour game.
I am legitimately enjoying it.
No, that's great.
That is not
Nick,
weird.
That is good.
Nick, that is not weird.
That's
feel
good.
weird.
I don't think my experience is typical, really, honestly. I think a lot of people play this game and do love all the stuff that incorporates the experience. I didn't like a lot of it. I still got something out of it.
I was playing Neo last night, and about halfway through my stream, I was like, I kind of want to play Nier. And that's a really weird thing because I love Neo. But I was like, I kind of just want to.
Kind of want to see where this rabbit hole goes.
Maybe it's because, maybe it's the rabbit hole thing. I want to see where it goes. Second of all, maybe it's because Neo is such a investment.
Demanding,
It's so
yeah.
demanding
Yeah.
of the player. This is not nearly
Really
as
oppressive together.
This is more of a. I feel like I can kind
After
of
a certain point, this game, in fact, you probably already passed that point.
What?
It's just autopilot.
Yeah, it really
you can't
is.
even really die.
It's a much more.
There's a lot of really cool ideas for systems in here, but you get to the point where you've just kind of overcome them really easily.
And to be honest, I don't feel like the combat system of this game is really what's going to make it memorable. I do think it's a hell of a step forward from the first game.
I think this game for me became a more pleasurable experience when I was no longer engaging in combat. Is kind of where I'm at. So that's why I don't think the combat's really that great.
What about the hacking?
maybe you should play the first one because I feel like this is like
Actually, that's something Crispy says a lot about this game without saying much, which is interesting. I kind of want you to play that first game and hear your thoughts on it.
but the first game is
But the problem is, I know the card that game has up its sleeve.
So
There's no way it can really like catch me by surprise anymore.
Here's another
terms of
question
lore.
though. Is I'm planning, Nier came out this year, and so I would definitely love to play it before the end of the year because I like to definitely try and get as many games in from this year that potential Game of the Year contenders, even though I'm way behind so far. Should I finish playing the original Nier first before I try Nier?
I mean,
it couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
The problem is I started playing Nier, and the thing is I was going kind of slow.
I don't
Should
know.
I just try and like speed?
I don't
run
know.
through that just to
My
Well, you don't know
my
because you haven't
instinct
played
is
the
to
first
say
one.
absolutely not.
Crispy, you haven't
I
been
don't care.
outside to clean the windows
I don't
yet.
care. I don't
You
care.
don't know.
I don't care. I don't care what you guys think or like how elitist you want to get about the Nier franchise or whatever. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary
it
at all.
probably isn't.
You never played the first one.
Well, I mean,
It's-
so is my experience with this game invalidated?
No.
because of
No,
that?
I'm
No.
saying, but he's already started the first one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of videos and stuff you watched before
I think there's a
playing
lot
this
of
game.
tricks that kind of get replayed.
I
I think if you see everything that the first game has to offer, you can kind of guess where this one's going
is
to go.
it necessary? No.
On a
But I don't
shallow
think the
level,
argument
but not
here-
on an emotional one.
I don't think the argument here is that it's necessary, but I also don't think it would hurt.
No.
Like I think there's a lot of stuff to love about that first game.
Do y'all know
and-
why I stopped playing the first Nier? Because I unlocked fishing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't it have something to do with fishing?
And I was gonna prove everyone wrong, and I was gonna catch a fish on my first try. And I recorded myself fishing in that game for 50 minutes, and I didn't catch a single fucking thing. And I was originally my plan was to upload a video of the 40 minutes of me fishing, and then just me dropping the disc into the trash can. But I never ended up doing
You're
it.
probably in the wrong spot. Like the game is
Oh my
broken.
God.
Yeah.
When it tells you how to fish, you are in a spot that you're not supposed to be fishing.
I know.
in.
I eventually figured that out by Googling it and realizing if I go to this other fishing spot, you immediately catch a fish.
Yeah.
But still, it's one of those things where it's like
It's
so
literally the only time
frustrating.
you have to fish in that game.
Yeah.
See, it's funny because I feel like a lot of what I wanted to say about this game I can't even really say yet.
What, just like spoilery?
No, it's not even spoiler.
Right,
It's
you
just
just
like
don't understand it.
I knew the moment I started
You
talking about
haven't played
Nier,
it nearly enough.
this conversation was going to happen.
No. This is important. What you're doing right now is super important because it sets a baseline that the rest, like, you're going to do this for like 15 hours, and then the other 35 hours of your experience are just going to be subverting this.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
So this is kind of important that you like take this in as it is.
good. See, like it.
But like the overall meta narrative, like you talk shit about like the lore of this world, but like the
I'm not
overall
talking shit. I just said it didn't fucking click with me.
That's fine. But like the overall meta narrative, that is what people love about Nier. The first one and this one. So it's okay that you don't like why your high units wear these stupid outfits or whatever the fuck, right? Like that's fine. That's not what Yoko Taro cares about.
That's not what I care about either.
I know.
I don't.
care
like,
about- I care about you.
What you could say is you like Nier.
I didn't
Just say it.
I didn't say I didn't.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no,
say
no.
I didn't.
I know, but like, you like what they want you to like.
Yes, and I feel like every time I try to say that, everyone's giving me shit because I'm not praising the fuck out of the soundtrack. I'm not praising the fuck out of like the little
soundtrack thing's a
story
little
moments that happen. I'm not praising the shit that people want me to be praising. I'm praising what's actually going on under the fucking hood of this game, which is what's important.
But I get this feeling that
Guys,
you think other people aren't having that experience. But
No, I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that like
I am so
I don't
far-
have to be into that shit to get what's happening under it.
That's absolutely true.
We are
That's
officially
absolutely true.
I am officially so far removed from this conversation I can't even be part of this conversation anymore.
Now, what about the
I mean-
soundtrack? Now, you not liking the soundtrack is somewhat of a superficial thing, I think. But I mean, like you can like it
No,
or not
absolutely.
like it. It doesn't matter.
I don't fucking care. I understand that people enjoy the soundtrack and it's fine. I think it's interesting. But like whenever I try to have a conversation about this game, all people want to talk about is how great the fucking soundtrack is. And honestly, it never
does have a pretty
ever
good
even
soundtrack.
came close to tickling my balls.
Oh wow.
Ever.
This is
There is not a single bar in that fucking game that has ever gotten stuck in my head or like has like made me wanna listen to it over and over again.
Well, see,
I just
that's
don't
an
care.
interesting
I
conversation
just
to
don't
have
care.
about music as well, too. Like, some people think that like you have to have like good video game music is something that gets stuck in your head. But whatever, that's a completely different conversation.
Well, I mean, I'm not-
but it also like you need to like love Nier like the rest of the people who love Nier, because ultimately I feel like you're trying to find something to be defensive about when you really don't need to be. I
I'm
mean,
not being defensive.
I am not even a part of this conversation anymore.
No,
I'm the
that's
one who's
true.
been playing this
That's
game.
true.
Nick, you're
Well,
only 9 hours into it.
you'll play more.
So
of it.
I shouldn't have brought it up. Like,
No,
at the
no,
very
no,
beginning
no.
of this podcast, I said maybe I shouldn't talk about this game.
Nick, like I said, like what you're going through right now, where you are, like you need to take stock of where you are right now.
am.
Because it's really important to your overall impression of this game.
I love
by
the
the end
fucking
of it.
quirkiness of this game. I love the fucking chipset thing. I love the fact that you have a fucking chipset in your fucking character.
Dude,
if you remove your OS, you die.
That shit's so cool.
That's fucking
That's an
crazy.
ending, and I love that fucking chipset idea. I don't like how it just like never means anything.
But like it doesn't need to mean anything. Like, it doesn't need.
No, I mean it's just
It doesn't
like,
need to be anything more than just like making it feel more like a simulation of your character is not human.
Yeah, but if it doesn't have any like real impact in the way I play the game, then it's not a real thing.
But like a lot of this game, a lot of the mechanics of this game don't have a super big impact on the overarching like.
I know. Trees for the forest, Nick. Trees for the forest. Like,
All right, I'm just not.
Well,
Gonna, I'm not going to bring this game up again until I finish it. Is what I'm.
Well, I mean,
5 times.
It was good that we had this conversation now, and then it's good to have a conversation once you've played more.
We'll
of
have
it.
this one on
So-
9
so-
hours.
Well, I want to
So
do.
definitely
I
don't
want to do a
regret
spoiler
anything.
cast on it. I mean, other like
We'll revisit when you get to Route B and all that stuff.
I do
because-
want to say I did fucking buy the soundtrack almost immediately. Sorry, I
Yeah.
mean,
hey, I really like the soundtrack.
it's
as well.
going to be like one of to me. It's going to be like I'd be
Just
really
wait till you get to Route B; it'll blow your fucking mind.
I would be really surprised if there's a soundtrack that I like more than this by the end of the year.
I mean, maybe it showed that you liked it more if you had it on vinyl.
yeah, that's true.
You can go fuck
That's
yourself.
true.
I don't even have a record
especially
player.
if you went halfway across the country to buy that vinyl, you know.
I don't have a record player. Shit.
Your homework is to play the first Nier, Crispy.
No, his homework is he's playing
You have
Metroid right
too
now.
much
That's his
inner
homework.
struggle.
I don't have an inner struggle. I know exactly where I sit with that game. I just have a hard time explaining
Dude, I
it
think-
in a way that doesn't bring out the pitchforks.
I think in the history of 4Player and all of the games that we've talked about over the years, over all these podcasts we've recorded, I don't think anything has elicited a stranger response than Nier Automata.
dude, it's a fucking strange game.
I know. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm just stating for record. I think it might be the weirdest fucking like
You know, it's also strange.
discussion to have.
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh yeah, okay.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that fucking video. All right. So
Oh.
we were at E3 last week. We did not get to see Beyond Good and Evil 2 while we were there. Although Brad was getting ready to offer a blow-away to see that
anybody.
game. To anybody who would
to
let him see that
whoever
game.
would get him in.
And then today, they actually made this video public. We watched it. Brad didn't. I texted him and said, "Hey, Brad, did you watch this?" And he's like, "I don't think I can."
I watched it.
He finally watched it.
I watched it.
After a week of like preparing to
watched it.
offer a blowy to watch this video, it's finally like presented to
Well,
him.
you
He's
know,
like, I
I was-
can't do it.
I called it when we saw this. As soon as Brad and I watched that secondary video of Michelle Ancel, like kind of explaining
Talking
what
about
was-
the
yeah,
game?
talking
Yeah.
about it. I called it right then and there, and then I said, "This game is way too fucking ambitious."
No.
They put out this trailer, and they
I
confirmed
don't.
it.
I don't.
No,
you
no, no.
guys.
This-
I don't understand your fucking trauma. I don't understand where you guys are like coming from with this shit.
Okay.
With like you guys like act like because No Man's Sky made all these fucking promises and failed to deliver that like now anybody who does is going to fail to deliver. You guys act like you were the ones who were fucking scarred by all that shit, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't
being
get where the
scarred.
hype, like why the hype isn't there.
no.
Like that shit they were showing was working and it was fucking cool.
First of all, it's a lot about the first Beyond Good and Evil.
Maybe.
Which, you know, is like imagine a very story-driven Zelda-y type game. Okay. This didn't resemble that at all. This is clearly Michel Ancel wanting to make a completely different type of game.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna
But the game he
achieve
wants to
that.
make looks fucking amazing.
But the man's
does,
made
but it
Rayman
doesn't-
games his whole life.
It doesn't look.
Rayman.
It doesn't.
Rayman. Everybody loves Rayman, and that's fine. They're good, solid platformers, but they're platformers. How do you go from making literally the last thing he made was a side-scrolling Rayman game, which was great. It was wonderful. It had music levels. It was fine. Now he wants to make the next No Man's Sky after like having like really troubled development
he should
and
fucking
relations
stay
with
in his own
Ubisoft.
lane,
No.
I
No,
mean, like-
but like it's so weird that he's doing it with Beyond Good and Evil, a game that when he wanted to make this game back when he first showed the trailer 8 fucking years ago, like it was obviously not this, right? This is something he's at kicking
Well,
around.
the first trailer he showed had Jade in it. This doesn't.
It had
have
Jade
in it.
Page. Yeah, I know it was a different thing. I'm pretty sure that this whatever this game is wasn't in his head back then, or maybe it was, but like that was Ubisoft ultimately canceled that project. And this is something new. Now I don't know if he's calling it Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is so crazy that it even has a number at the end, 2, Beyond Good and Evil 2. But like because this obviously doesn't resemble the first game even remotely,
And it's a
like
prequel.
I feel like he's calling it Beyond Good and Evil 2 because that builds like support for this weird project thing that he wants to make.
Although, to be honest, by the time this game comes out, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's not even called Beyond Good and Evil 2. If it's just called...
No,
Beyond-
they're definitely. It's definitely going to be called Beyond Good.
No, but
and
like...
Evil 2.
Dude, first of all, think about it. They've already said this game is a prequel.
Correct.
It doesn't really
that's
resemble the
true.
first Beyond Good and Evil at all.
But look at that cinematic trailer. That cinematic trailer was like something that looked like something that could be a sequel to Beyond Good and Evil. Now, like what he has now is just like ambitious tech and like concepts. You know, like real time meteor showers,
Which looks cool.
but like that, like Beyond Good and Evil is a very cinematic, story-driven thing that's about like 10 hours long. It's linear, like for the most part. I mean, there's a somewhat open world. Like this project sounds like something that seems like a lot of ideas that is going to get pared down until it's a shippable game or it's never coming out.
Sounds like Prey 2.
It just sounds to me... It just seems to me like... First of all...
But no. Have you seen this video?
No.
Prey 2 is not like this video. Like he's literally trying to make a No Man's Sky on top of this IP that is a very story-driven thing, and he claims that like it's still going to be a very story-driven, character-driven experience.
I think that's incorrect. First of all,
What part?
What's incorrect?
that he's trying to build a No Man's Sky off of this. I think the defining feature of No Man's Sky was that it was an entire fucking galaxy of that bullshit. He's shown one planet in one solar system. At best, it's one solar system.
But it is going to be
That is a
procedurally
completely
generated
different
stuff.
scale. That's a completely different scale, though. That is completely different.
But like
he did say
but
that-
like there's seamless travel to planetoids. I mean, he did show one city, but like he's claiming that there's going to be stuff.
I don't care about atmospheric flight to orbital flight to
But
interplanetary
it's suggesting
flight.
that you're going to be able to fly to
at
another
most,
planet.
there's going to be
Guys.
like 9 or 10 planets in this whole fucking game.
I mean, do you think so?
Yeah.
I mean,
I do
that's
think so.
fine. But
I
like,
do think so. I think that's what they've been saying. I think that when they're talking about a procedurally generated solar system, they're talking about the planets orbiting one fucking star. No Man's Sky was trying to do billions of stars with planets orbiting them. That's not even in the same fucking ballpark.
I do want to say this. I think even the idea of trying to create an entire fucking planet where you
Yeah.
can literally land anywhere on that planet.
Has been done. That has been in the barrel for a decade now.
Has it
People
resembled
have been
Beyond Good
trying
and
to
Evil?
do that.
But show me a game like Beyond Good and Evil where the story is the fucking focus, where you can do those kinds of things.
so much-
I don't think that exists.
I don't.
I mean, here's the thing.
I
I want to
don't-
say this. I think that trailer looked ambitious. It looked exciting. I think it looks like a fun game. I'm just concerned now because it seems unnecessarily ambitious for something. It seems like something like when I think of Beyond Good and Evil 2, I wanted a sequel. I wanted a follow-up. I wanted a successor to Beyond Good and Evil. I wanted that kind of game. and now they're trying to turn it into something 1,000 times bigger than it ever needed to be.
I mean, 1,000 times
That
is-
part of Beyond Good and Evil that I wanted is going to get lost.
You know what's funny about the original Beyond Good and Evil is it's like it was a somewhat ambitious game that was weirdly small. It was like this weirdly small game, even for like a Zelda, like it was weirdly small. And then at a certain point in this game, it was clear that they couldn't achieve what they were going for, and it was just like wrap this shit up. So it's strange that something that's so weirdly tiny is becoming so. Even if it's a single planet, like you said, like what is on that planet?
When did that game come out?
2003. Wait, I mean,
14 years ago.
But I'm just saying, there's not a team big enough to build an entire planet, an entire enormous planet full of environments, cities, that unless it's procedurally generated, there's no way a team of artists can create an entire planet
With it also
worth of like.
each
But-
planet
but-
has functioning biomes.
But what
as
I'm
well.
saying is like why are we in this mindset now where like more simulation and more technology equals less story and less cinematic?
Because we have yet to be proven
yeah.
otherwise.
I agree with that.
And if this game comes out and it proves me otherwise, I would be fucking excited.
just because nobody's done it before.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
Michelle
it's-
Ancel
That's it? That's
and
it,
and a
though?
weird team.
No,
that
but
goes
That's
up.
it?
here's the problem. Here's the problem. If it was Michel Ancel doing a new game that was not called Beyond Good and Evil and it was a new IP and he says he wants to try this, I think we'd all be a little more open to the
Yeah.
idea. But the fact that he's trying to do something this ambitious with an IP that people already love and they want more of, I think it just makes people. All it does is make people worried that they're not going to get more of what they wanted.
Well,
I know that sounds like shallow.
I don't know. Okay. You know, this is the part in the conversation where I disclaim that I've only played like 3 or 4 hours of the original
Oh, but
Beyond
you
Good and
did.
Evil.
You did though.
I did.
That's fine.
And I don't get it.
I mean,
Does that game open up in the back half?
not
No,
really.
it does not.
I don't fucking get it
Well,
then.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Why does it have to be? I don't like.
just
Why
trying to-
is that more? I don't understand why looking at that game and saying I want more of that is more desirable than
Oh.
what we're being shown already.
Oh, I could tell you why.
Okay, please.
Well, for one, it's a very different thing. I guess I could talk about the appeal of Beyond Good and Evil. You're saying you don't get it, meaning it didn't like, click with you, it didn't connect with you in any. I mean, you stopped playing, right?
Yeah.
But I think what was really
It was kind of a
magical.
shitty port too. That might have been part of the problem.
PC.
Wait, what did you play it
It
on?
was PC.
Okay, yeah, that, I mean
It was
that's
a
a
really shitty
troublesome
port.
port. The 360 has an HD version. Play
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's got like it was like a really cinematic thing with like really good characters and really well written and like a pretty intriguing
Funny.
story about corrupt. It was a
But a game-
Zelda game in
but
a
a
time
game-
when no one was making Zelda games and it
Zelda
still
games
kind of
is
had
in-
its own like
As in overworld dungeon,
exactly,
dungeon kind of thing.
exactly.
Okay, fine. Maybe it's not going to be
It
that.
had its
but
own
pretending that
flair.
like a game that is more simulation based can't have good writing and can't have good story is short sighted.
It's not okay. It's not. But it's
Well, I
not
mean-
pretending. It's like it's,
I don't believe Michelle Ancel can do it.
So hold
right,
on,
here-
real quick. Now I just want to say, what I think is going to happen is you're going to have a planet that has a big city where you can do a bunch of stuff. Maybe one other city, 2 other cities on the entire planet, and you fly to another planet that has 1 or 2 or 3 cities on it. When in reality, they could have just had that all on a single planet or something like that. It just seems to me that it's going to be it's there. If you are saying if what you were saying is true, it's a single solar systems with 5, 6, 7, 8 planets, whatever that you can travel to. It feels to me like that's going to be unnecessarily large for what it is. To me personally, it seems like if in this trailer. It shows them putting the monkey, which is not necessarily a main character. That's another thing they said is you create your own character. So that's just kind of like another weird thing. But it zooms out and zooms out and zooms out, and all of a sudden you're off the planet, and here's another planet, and here's the sun, and they zoom out past that star, farther than that star. They zoom out past it, and to me it just seems like it's going to have similar to No Man's Sky. It's going to have an empty planet. Maybe a hub city where there's something you can do in that hub city, but other than that, there's going to be nothing else to do there. And that's just kind of one of my fears that it's why then?
I think I have my my metaphor here.
Okay.
Just humor me for a second. Imagine if
Man walks into a bar.
Imagine if it's been 8 or 9 years since Naughty Dog put out The Last of Us. And then something like, hey, we're going to do The Last of Us 2. But we've created the entirety of North America. It's just procedurally generated. I don't think people would be... I don't think, right out of the gate, unless proven otherwise, I don't think people would be as excited about it because there is a certain... Like, there's a certain level of quality that you expect from a Naughty Dog story.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would present that effectively in a world that is procedurally generated, where there are so many variables. Anything could change at any moment. I don't think the characters would be a good... Maybe the characters would be fine, but I don't think the events that those characters go through would be as impactful or as riveting because... they're happening in a world that you can't. It's hard to write for a planet that is constant, or for an environment that is constantly different.
To add to that, Nick, I think that I'm just gonna say something. Naughty Dog could create a giant fucking world with really good story, but the problem is you're gonna have that really good story, and then you're gonna go off for 5 hours doing fucking like random generated whatever, and then go and then do more of that story. But it's been so long.
It's gonna feel disconnected.
Yeah, it feels disconnected, and so I think that's something where when you play like The Last of Us, which I actually. A couple of months ago, I started playing with Bernadette because she had actually never seen that game all the way through.
Which one? Last of Us?
The Last of Us, yeah. And so I started playing that with her. And yeah, that is a very impactful game because it is story driven and then a kind of sequence where you're shooting zombies or shooting people and then more story. It is very like kind of to the point. And I can imagine if that story sequence happens and then you break off not for 20, 30 minutes, but you break off for 4 or 5 hours doing something. Is there something wrong with my audio?
No. Maybe.
Keep talking.
Okay. But I could just imagine that being, less impactful. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's funny you talk about Uncharted and Naughty Dog because they're just today or recently they've been saying people have been kind of asking about the future of Uncharted and they mentioned the word looking into open world stuff maybe as like a potential future for that series. But one thing I wanted to add was that I don't know.
You lost it?
I lost it. It was.
It's new and different, and we're all scared.
Sure.
Well, I mean,
Is all I'm hearing.
but you got to understand.
Is all I'm hearing.
Okay,
Yes,
hold on.
but it's new and different, but they're taking those chances with an IP that people already love.
No,
That's the
no. There's
problem.
more baggage than that. It's not just an IP that we already loved. It's one that like Beyond Good and Evil was not like this huge success. It was like destroyed but it is a cult classic, like it came out like around this they put that shit out around the same time as Ubisoft put out like Prince of Persia Sands of Time, and like people cared way more about that, but even that was like buried in like the kind of year that 2003 was, but like the fact that 8 fucking years ago they showed a teaser trailer for Beyond Good and Evil coming back. It was kind of like this, dreams coming true moment. Like Beyond Good and Evil's coming back. That's crazy. No one even bought that first one, right? And Michel Ancel was like for like years and years like, oh, I want to make this, but Ubisoft says I got to make these Rayman games. And all the way back to like Rayman Raving Rabbids, a launch title for the Wii. They've been put he's been spitting this shit that like Ubisoft keeps telling me I got to keep making these games, but maybe if these Rayman games sell, maybe I can make Beyond Good and Evil 2. Maybe I can make it. And then he just kind of fucking stops even mentioning it, but that trailer was still there, right? And we always think that like maybe this game's still coming, maybe it's still coming. And then all of a sudden he announces this other little studio and he's making this game called Wild, which by the way, where the hell was Wild? Is that thing even exist? Is that what planted the seeds for like what Beyond Good and Evil 2 became? Or is becoming? It's like the Phantom Dust thing, man. Like who would have thought that would come back? And now it did, and they just ripped it away from us. This thing is different, but it kind of feels like they're ripping away from what Beyond Good and Evil fans wanted from a sequel. And this is strange, and it's new, and it's exciting, and it seems ambitious. I don't believe Michel Ancel is really going to put out the game he thinks he wants to make, or he says he's going to make. I think we have a little bit of a Peter Molyneux situation going on here, to be honest. I mean, it's good. That enthusiasm is good. But I mean, and I know it's a cliche, but this ain't Beyond Good and Evil
I
2.
would rather just be completely wrong on the other side. I would rather just be completely wrong on. Like I don't know.
But you also don't have that
like a
reverence for the
creator
original.
coming out and saying like this is something I want to do. It's ambitious, and everyone's just immediately like, well, that's gonna be a fucking mess. Like that.
They're not
That's
saying
fucking terrible.
I mean,
like,
he did
I
that
don't
with
think-
Wild,
why
and we were
do we
excited.
even give a shit about new games if that's our
But
response?
I don't think it's about it's going to be shit. I think it's about that he's risking the game even ever coming out because it's too ambitious.
Yes,
And he's taking that risk with something that people
He's
have literally
been here
been wanting
before.
for years.
his game got canceled.
I think when
Crispy, I think
man,
I
we're
think
talking about a fucking tech field, and you're right. If a year ago, if 2 years ago, if 5 years ago, somebody had said this is the game they're gonna make, I probably wouldn't have believed it either. But the stuff that he's talking about, the ideas that he's talking about, he's not just pulling them out of fucking thin air. Like this is stuff that has been in the barrel for a decade. People have been trying to do this kind of shit since they were working on whoever was working on the fucking prototype for the original Star Wars Battlefront 3. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole like ship to ground to space simulation type of game. People have been wanting that forever. So
But Beyond Good and Evil 2 has never
the
been a
idea
space
that like
simulation.
a bunch of people have taken a stab at it, and now like a big studio with an accomplished name behind it is trying it. Like
No,
that's exciting.
That is exciting, and that's fine.
I know. I
Beyond
know
Good and Evil
it's not.
2
It's
is-
not Beyond Good and Evil. I know it's not Beyond Good and Evil, and I freely admit that I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care. What I'm talking about is the fucking gameplay demo that I watched earlier today, and that game, whatever the fuck it is, looks crazy.
It does.
I think we're having
It
two different
does, and I would
conversations
fucking
here.
love to play
And
that
I
game.
think we could look back at something like the Tomb Raider reboot. That is not a classic Tomb Raider game. It is a great game on its own, but it is not a Tomb Raider game. If that game had been called something else, it could have been like, oh, you know,
know.
a great
I
this
mean,
game. I think
guess.
we're having two different conversations here.
I
And
guess
that Brad and Nick
it's
are
more
worried
about
because-
our willingness to sacrifice some cult classic from 2003 on the altar of
I'm saying it's a little weird.
advancement
We're
and
sacrificing
innovation.
a cult classic from
Hold
2003
on,
to make
Crispy,
this game.
They're not saying anything bad about if this game that we just watched this 12-minute trailer for 15-minute trailer had a different name. I don't think they would be worried.
No, I get that. I understand that.
Then why are we having this long conversation going in circles?
That's true.
I mean, I think
it's an interesting debate.
I
to
think
have.
I think the possibility of what could be outweighs what you guys are so worried about losing.
But that's the thing is I'm sure both of them would love this game if it was called fucking Space Cans. You know, whatever.
what?
If it was
You know-
called something else.
You know what worried me the most out of that whole thing?
I just can't believe that you guys can look at something like that and have no joy about it.
Wait, that's not true
That's
though.
That's not what they're fucking saying.
no, I watched that whole thing and I was like about to jizz my pants.
I want Beyond Good and Evil 2 to be announced. They show like this thing that like and it's out in like 6 months. This is not Beyond Good and Evil 2 coming out in 6 months. This is a new thing that is ambitious and cool looking, but it is not Beyond Good and Evil 2, and it's not coming out anytime soon. And I don't have faith that like it's even gonna be what they're claiming it to be, whatever that is. And like that's scary because I love
what I'm
Beyond Good.
talking
I love Beyond Good and Evil.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about, but okay. We're not getting anywhere.
You know what worried me the most about that whole thing? The character creator, man.
Yeah.
Like Beyond Good and Evil was so good because its characters were so well defined, and I didn't like. I just feel like I don't know.
Jade's one of the
Jade is a
dopest
fucking great character.
female heroines
And now they're gonna have
ever.
me playing as a character
And
that
are
I'm
you
gonna
even
make
a
up.
heroine?
Like I don't
Are there
know.
heroes in this universe?
I don't know. I don't know.
Then we should move on. We've been talking about this for a while.
I got
Sure.
to pee.
We just had a break, you son of a bitch.
I know, but it's been long.
Oh wait, you're really gonna take? Okay. Well, I don't even know what news we.
And there goes his microphone.
I don't even know what news we have coming up next.
Are we just gonna keep going without Brad?
Fuck
Yeah, we're recording.
Yeah,
fuck
fuck
it.
Brad.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
We're going without Brad. What else do we have? I don't even know. Oh god, I thought I should have made this overlay. There's a fucking Spiderman VR experience coming next week.
Yep.
This was mostly put on there because Crispy should play it.
Yeah.
and you currently have the VR in your
It
possession.
sounds like a fucking vomit experience. Is what it sounds like.
Wait, is this like I don't even know much.
I've never even heard of this. What is this?
I think this is.
Spider-Man VR.
I think this is actually tied to the movie, not the game.
It's more similar to the I think it was the Indiana Jones Plinkett review where he's jizzing all over the TV. It's gonna be like that, but you're Spider-Man. It's gonna be shooting your spider webs everywhere. Just
I don't think this is gonna be like swinging through the
Might
city
be
kind of
Crystal
thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys, stop molesting your microphone.
It's like Front Mission coming back and being a
Brad,
third-person
we've
shooter.
moved on from that. Do you know anything about the Spider-Man VR experience that's coming out later next week?
I have known nothing about that.
I'm pretty sure it's tied to the movie. I do think it's something that Crispy should try, along with Star Trek Bridge Crew, because you currently have the VR situation in your
Dude,
possession.
yeah, whatever. Buy me whatever. I'll play.
I'll buy you all the things.
Buy me all the things. I'll
Can
play
you
whatever.
buy
I'll
him
play
a
whatever
copy
you
of
want,
Nier
Daddy.
1,
What?
Beyond Good and Evil, Castlevania Portrait of
We
Ruin?
don't need to do this.
Harmony of the
You know,
Spare.
sometimes I feel like Crispy needs to
Have
make
more
his own
time to
decisions
play video games.
about what he plays.
No, just tell
I
me
thought
what
I'll
to
just play
play.
Rocket
I'm
League.
easy.
Just wind me up and let me go.
Yeah, if you let me make these choices, I'll just start playing Hearthstone again, which I did.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, let's what's the next topic we got? Chris Davis, hit us with another one. It's been kind of a oh shit, this was big. IO Interactive.
Yeah, he's just gonna play PUBG.
God, no, stop. Get
Because
off the
it's
screen,
ECA.
Chris Davis. IO Interactive.
Yep.
So
This is actually good news.
Yeah, this is good news. We talked about the IO Interactive. Square Enix was selling off IO Interactive.
Because they're
Um,
stupid.
And everyone was not sure what the fate of Hitman was going to be, especially considering we didn't know whether Square Enix was retaining the rights to Hitman while selling off IO and all that stuff. It has now been made official. IO Interactive has gone completely independent.
Yay.
And they retain the rights to the Hitman franchise. Square Enix are being generous and letting them go, I guess.
Well,
I don't know if they're being
probably
generous.
bought themselves.
I think I'm pretty sure they were being generous because they were handed a fairly large check.
Yeah,
And
probably
that's
so.
why they were being generous.
Sure, but I mean, in this, it's a business. It's always going to come down to money. But they could have been Konami about it and just said,
Yeah, that's true.
"Fuck you! No one can have this."
Sued everybody.
We're gonna sue everybody. We're gonna fire everybody. We're gonna leave this.
And you're not allowed to talk about Konami anymore.
Yeah, and leave this beloved franchise in this vault. But nope, IO Interactive has retained the rights to Hitman, which means it's very likely that we will still see Hitman Season 2.
Nice.
Now here's the question.
Provided they can get their shit together.
They had already been working on Hitman Season 2.
Correct.
And my question, what I don't know, what I don't think has been specified in any of the stuff that I've read about it at least, is whether or not the work they had already done goes with them, but I imagine it does. I don't see why.
So since they retain the rights, since they bought
Yeah,
it.
I would imagine it's all kind of a package deal.
I'm sure there was a debate in that because technically, usually when you create something while working for a company, that
Yeah.
belongs to that company.
Yeah.
But I'm sure in their talks of them retaining the rights and stuff, they
Anything
probably
Hitman
addressed
related is
that.
probably going with them.
Yeah.
But it, also in kind of related news, the first 2 chapters, I think, of Hitman Season 1 are free
Nice.
now, which means maybe I'll try it.
Definitely
It's
give
been
it
on
a
my
shot.
list. I've wanted to try it for a while. But yeah, what do y'all think about this?
I think it's good. I'm glad.
Good for them.
It's good news.
Yeah. What?
This could have gone a lot worse.
But don't they still need some kind of big publisher to kind of,
Potentially. I mean,
or are they going to fund the whole thing themselves?
they could try to.
sacrificed Freedom Fighters to keep Hitman. Man, Freedom Fighters isn't a franchise.
yeah.
Hitman is
They
a
did
franchise.
one game like almost 20 years ago.
It was pretty dope, though.
It was dope,
I
but-
think they were working on a sequel, and they turned that to Kane and Lynch.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I mean, they
That
could
was that
potentially-
IO Interactive?
yeah.
Yeah, they could potentially do some sort of crowdfunding if they wanted.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is probably what's going to happen,
I would
right? That
assume
makes
so.
sense. There's rumors that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is going to be crowdfunded, and I'll jump out that window right there if that happens.
I don't think you're gonna die if you jump out that window, Brad. You're on
I
the
don't
first
think
floor.
you would actually get through the window.
Where's Star Citizen?
Think of your
in
child.
space.
Think of your child.
All right, what's
Um,
next on the news?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was kind of the big thing. It was
Yeah.
a,
You're
You're
are there
just really innovation hostile, is all.
Yeah.
maybe.
Chris Davis is bad at this. Doing
I think
a
that
job.
might act. That's it for news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There was
No,
one
I
more.
think there was something
there
else.
was one more.
Brad, I asked you to update the doc earlier, and you did
No,
nothing.
hold on.
so-
There was
I
one more
did
topic.
fucking
Wait.
back.
When do those Injustice 2 characters drop?
I don't know. Crispy, tell us. When do
don't
those
know.
Justice
I
2
don't know.
characters
Somebody
drop?
give me the news.
All right, Nolan.
Thank you.
Give me the
There was one
news.
more topic in the news that I've been trying to talk about.
Oh, why wasn't it on the
Fucking,
dock?
like multiple times. It just in regards to Sony having that conversation about cross-platform play, that with this new announcement of Minecraft coming to the Switch, it's been announced that you will be able to play. Someone playing Minecraft on the Switch can play with someone on an Xbox or someone on a PC or someone on mobile.
Yeah,
a mobile
but
device.
not Sony.
And Sony is the only one that's not in on that. And they essentially asked, I forget the guy's name, but he was like, "We're not opposed to
Jim
it."
Ryan.
Thank you, Jim Ryan. Yeah. Sony's Don Matrick.
Fucking Sony's
That's
Don
a pretty
Matrick.
good example. But he was saying we're not opposed to it. It's just more of a quality control thing. He was essentially saying we don't have. Sony's, you sign, you click I accept terms of service and stuff. And he was saying the reason they aren't doing it is because they can't control a user experience when someone's interacting with someone on a different device because they don't have control over that device. So if someone's being a racist on
But
an
every
Xbox,
other platform has taken that plunge.
Hold on. Yeah, if someone's being a racist on a PlayStation, Sony can ban their account. They can't ban a Microsoft account if someone's being erased. So that's what his excuse was. And then the interviewer was kind of saying like Nintendo's on this bandwagon. Like they are kind of, and I think because Jim Ryan was saying Minecraft is kind of geared towards a younger audience, and he was like, well, Nintendo is often geared towards a younger audience, and they're okay with this. And he's like, well, we're not closing any doors. And it's like he's like, we've done it in the past, and it's like we understand. Somewhat like Portal 2. You can play on PC and PS2 or PS3. It was crossplay. I don't know why they're being a little bit, tight butthole.
He's specifically has been saying a lot of bullshit recently too.
Yeah.
Like someone asked him about indies and why there was no presence at E3, and he was just talking about shit. Like that shit's so 2014. No one really cares anymore.
What?
Like that was the kind of that was essentially what came out of his mouth. Like it's horrifying.
What did come out of his mouth?
I mean, basically
Literal
that.
shit.
Like not pretty.
Yeah.
In
So
fact,
he literally is Sony's Don Matrick.
that's definitely how he's coming off. So
Wonderful.
Is
They're
it
probably-
weird that I don't think that's a terrible explanation for business reasoning?
Which one? That they can't quality control?
Yeah.
I mean, no, that's definitely not a terrible reason. If that's actually why they're doing it, then yeah, I completely understand.
It's
But
just
you think
kinda-
they're lying?
Not necessarily. I don't think they're lying. It's just kind of one of those.
I feel like it's more of just they're being
Obstinate?
What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say uncooperative. I mean, it's just like everybody else is
on board. With
on
this.
board for it, and if they weren't the only ones,
I don't know.
like Microsoft, Nintendo, and it's fucking one of the most commonly played games on the fucking planet at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems kind of weird that they wouldn't want a piece of that, piece of that pie, right? I'm sorry, Brad. Was that funny?
no, I just had a weird spasm.
Oh, weird. I don't know. Is there anything else to add about this, or
Maybe
I
a
don't think
hiccup.
so.
I might have the hiccups.
wonderful? All right. Well, Nolan,
What up?
do you have some questions for us?
It's time for the community.
I think we should. I think when we move to this new room, I think it's officially time to play some official
So I haven't
music.
been on the show in quite a while. So I don't know what.
Yeah, people
y'all
thought you
didn't
were gone
mention.
for,
Did
2
y'all
weeks.
mention Rick Meister becoming a patron?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, Rick Meister's a patron.
Thank you, Rick Meister.
Thank you, Rick Meister,
The Rick Meister.
Yep, that's him. Or her.
or her.
Not
Yeah.
judging anybody's names. But yeah, that's the only patron I've seen.
Okay.
New wise.
Well, much
Um,
appreciated.
Let's get to some questions from our patrons.
Supporters on Patreon can ask us questions every week.
Any question they want, and you're about to find some interesting questions. First question this week from Landon. A question for Crispy, but of course, all can answer as well. Why are you being so obstinate about Beyond Good and Evil 2? I'm just kidding.
I'm the only one that's positive about it, and I'm being
I'm
obstinate.
fucking with you, Crispy. Have you ever tried to get into manga? If so, what manga
Have
you
I
enjoyed?
ever tried to get into manga? Let me tell you something. I was reading manga or manga before I was reading American comic books.
Really?
I used
you
to
read?
read a shit ton of manga.
What was your favorite?
So why do you hate manga?
The series that I stuck
of
with the
yaoi?
longest was actually Battle Royale.
Really?
Because that shit, I was like 14 or 15 when I started reading that.
That's
and that
the
was,
Battle Royale
That
right
was like
there.
one of the most like graphic, exploitative
We're talking
pieces
about
of anything I'd ever consumed, and it was just like, whoa.
We're talking about
I
like
didn't
the
even
original
know.
Violent Hunger Games, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just all gratuitous sex and violence and just bullshit and people's heads exploding, and it was so good. I read a lot of different Gundam mangas. I used to read Naruto a lot. I used to read. I read some like Dragon Ball Z manga, but I didn't stick with it for that long. Oh my god, what was some of the stuff? I can't even remember. I've got an entire bookshelf in my parents' house that's just filled with manga.
Bible Black.
No. Oh, Priest was one that I read for a really long time. I can't. There are others, but I can't penetrate the fog at the moment.
Can we bring back that Jim Ryan quote real quick since we referenced it? Now we can read it.
I will say I've never really been super big into manga. Same reason I haven't been into comic books. I did read some Cowboy Bebop manga. I have a few of those. Bernadette was kind of into Chobits manga for a while.
Oh, I had to watch. I watched that whole anime.
Oh, really?
I had. Let's say I had. To.
I did read some Bleach manga. But that's really it. I wasn't. Same reason I'm not into comic books. It's just more of like a time issue for me. I either play a bunch of games or I split that. And I don't like splitting. Like
I have never read a manga in my life.
I read a shit ton of Inuyasha too.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And,
I forgot about that show.
And Those Who Hunt Elves, I read a lot.
Let me ask you,
and I don't remember any
when any
it.
of you assholes were reading this manga,
Yeah.
or I'm sorry, when any of you guys were reading this manga, were you the assholes that sat on the floor at the bookstore reading them?
No.
I usually sat in a chair.
No.
Okay. Well, no,
No,
But I would
that's
go,
acceptable.
I would go to Barnes and Noble and just pick up like some Cowboy Bebop manga or something and read it there. Something.
No, I in fact I was deeply ashamed. So like I worked out this whole system where I'd have to buzz the manga sections. Like I couldn't just stop and look at a shelf. I'd have to like pass through, like looking at it as I walked by, and then like pick out the stuff that I was gonna look at, and then do a lap and come back around, and then just like grab it and walk it while like read it while I was walking around the store.
Damn,
You're a nerd.
that takes
Yeah.
it to a new level of
Yeah, because I
shame.
didn't want to be that guy.
All right, let's move on. Next question from Yumasui.
Yumasui.
Do you think drinking while gaming relaxes your nerves for games that require fast reflexes, or actually just makes you sloppier?
Just makes me sloppy.
It makes you sloppier. I can pretty much-
Drinking for anything that requires fast reflexes is a bad idea.
I
for
can
me.
speak from experience, having done several nights of playing Dark Souls. After having a few beers, I did notice myself. First of all, I get frustrated much faster. Second of all, I perform poorly, which probably leads to me getting stressed out and frustrated faster.
Definitely makes you sloppier.
Yeah, and
but it can make games more
There-
fun.
I mean, I think up until a
can make
certain point.
There are other things that kind of like hone me in better, but drinking just fucking ruins.
like
Yeah.
what speed?
Like,
yeah, speed. If I do a bunch of cocaine and then play Donkey Konga, I'm really good.
no, seriously,
Donkey
like up until a certain
Konga.
point, if I start drinking beer, if I have like one beer, I start to get like I'm like, all right, I'm
loose.
relaxed,
You
a
get-
little
yeah.
loosey goosey, right?
Yeah.
But if I get to the point where I'm like I'm on my third beer, that's where it all starts.
As soon as I hit my 10th beer,
it all starts
just
to go
down.
downhill from there.
Start.
I remember one day I was playing games and we had this bottle of champagne that had been in the fridge for a long time, and I was like, I'll drink a little bit of it, and the whole bottle later, and I was like, oh god, that was a mistake.
Yes, I'm sure that was
Yeah.
a big mistake.
Yeah. Brad, any input? All right, moving on.
No.
You're quiet today. Next question from Mikey JB. This is mostly for Brad,
Oh, okay.
but anyone can answer as well.
No.
At what age will you introduce gaming to your child, and what game will it be?
3 years old. Spyro.
Oh,
I knew he was gonna say Spyro before he even.
It's a toddler game.
Isn't he a little old for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, brutal.
You want a real answer?
Yes, absolutely.
There was one summer where I was staying with my older brother for a while, and his daughter was 3 years old. And I was like, okay, got some video games here. We're going to find one that she can play. And I found the perfect game. It was Spider-Man 2.
Oh.
Because you can't die in that
Like
game.
the PS2 Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, the PS2 Spider-Man 2. Because you can't really die in that game. Not when you're just like out in the city or whatever. You just immediately come back even if you do somehow die. And you can literally just mash on R2 and he'll swing around the city. Yeah. Like, kind of in a getaway, but he will get around. And that is, like, immediately engaging for, like, a young child because they can play it. They can be Spider-Man. They can swing around the city. They can't die. They can, like, climb things and punch things and just fuck around. Like, have, like, almost no motor functions, can still play Spider-Man 2. So it's, like, a really good game for, like, a dumb kid who can't do anything.
Y'all remember that Spider-Man series on MTV with Neil Patrick Harris?
Yes.
What?
The CG one?
Yeah, there was a CG Spider-Man on MTV. with
Yeah,
Neil Patrick
they
Harris
pulled out
voiced
some
Peter
really
Parker.
weird designs from that because they were, I don't remember if they were pulling inspiration from Ultimate Spider-Man or if Ultimate Spider-Man was pulling inspiration
look
from
it up,
them.
Mike. It
But
wasn't
that
bad.
that series is basically the reason why Jamie Foxx's Electro looked like he did.
Yeah. It actually wasn't
Really?
a bad
Yeah.
show.
That's lame. Also, I'm going to make my kid do all the grinding and whatever RPGs I'm playing like I did my little brother growing up.
nice. How about you kill these fucking pigs for 3 hours for me?
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Next question from Derek. I started hearing some hype about Beyond Good and Evil 2. It got me worried because it sounded a lot like No Man's Sky did before launch. Are you guys worried that it might end up with the same fate? All right, we already talked about
Wait,
this
hold
earlier.
on. Can I have one thing I wanted to mention earlier? I just forgot.
As long as it's
There
one.
is an interview that you mentioned earlier
Yes.
that I would like you to watch. Because what frightened me initially, before I even saw this gameplay footage that was released, is he was saying some of the same shit. Like, we don't even know what's going to be on that fucking planet. And that's what made me go... That's all I'm saying.
You mean the same shit as what he was saying about No Man's Sky before it
Yes.
came out?
I don't think anything like that would ever scare me.
Well, I mean,
Crispy
it scared me
cannot
as a
be
Beyond Good
scared.
and Evil fan.
Just
guess.
oh, you know what? Never mind.
Crispy knows no fear. Moving on, next question from Cobra. If you guys had to live anywhere besides Austin, where would you live and why?
Oh, you know, Portland, Seattle, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, those are the...
Seattle
the
has,
other hipster cities.
Seattle has long been one of my favorite places to go. So
Seattle's kind of nice. I feel like Seattle's gotten really rough.
you know, after last week, I think LA might be next on my
Mexico
list.
City.
Oh yeah, totally.
Gotta have that worst coochie.
How about we just stay in Austin? It's a great city.
It's
not bad.
All right.
Well, it's getting a little expensive, and there's too many people
So I was
here.
gonna say, like,
Traffic
for me,
sucks.
one of the places I used to want to live was Denver, but I mean that Denver has gotten super expensive.
I feel like I would want to get away from the coast.
Dude, Denver.
But Nick, you like seafood.
I do, but they have seafood there. I mean,
It's so weird that all the good places are expensive. You know, I had a friend
really
of
good
mine
time.
moved to, after law school. He moved to Alabama,
Oh my god!
and he's
Hey,
like,
careful.
dog, right here's like $200.
wait, what is?
He's like
Rent in
and I
Alabama.
was like, yeah, I guess that's why. Well, I mean, I guess that's why, because no one wants to live in Alabama.
No,
My dad's from Alabama, you bitch.
Well, I mean, he
Alabama.
probably is
Does he
not
live
proud
there
of it.
is he Alabama man?
Or does
dad's
he
pretty-
still
my dad's
live
pretty-
in Alabama?
No, my dad's pretty proud of Alabama.
Does he still live in
But then
Alabama?
again, my dad is 80, so
Alabama man, he's quick, he's strong, he's active.
my dad's 80. Yeah,
So Malia's
surprise.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it would. Yeah, I wouldn't mind living
Small
on
town
a coast,
Alabama too. Sorry,
But I mean, honestly, if I was going to live on a coast, I wouldn't want it to be a United States coast because most of our coasts are pretty shit.
Yeah.
Damn,
that's-
Pacific Northwest though is pretty.
also,
I want to
Yes,
live
sir.
on the coast of Mars.
you know,
Okay.
also, you know, Seattle was up there for me for a while. Pittsburgh is a city I became quite fond of going there for a while.
Ugh.
Yeah, gross.
Wait, you don't like
Gross.
Pittsburgh?
I fucking hate Pittsburgh. I'm
man.
sorry. Anybody who lives in Pittsburgh or likes Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, but I've been to that city too many times and had too many terrible fucking experiences
Oh,
there.
well, I'm
I
sorry.
can't do it.
I've been there plenty of
Can't
times,
do
and
it.
I enjoyed my experiences there for the most part. So I feel I became quite fond of Pittsburgh. Its charms or whatever worked on me. I don't know.
Might as well move to Detroit.
No, I think I'll pass on Detroit.
Dude, it's like Detroit with more bridges. Like, it's fucked
All right, let's
up.
move on. Next question. Adam asks, how do you guys feel about board games becoming apps like Waterdeep and Sentinels of the multiverse having success?
I hear good
Do you
things
think
about those.
Do you think company like FFG or Rio Games will just move creative talent to pushing out apps instead of producing and publishing board games? I think there's definitely a market for digital board games. It's a lot, I've played my fair share of them. I still prefer actual board games themselves.
There's
but-
absolutely a market for studios to adapt those into apps. I think that tabletop gaming is becoming such a thing nowadays that the odds of the apps taking over the tabletop experience are actually very, very low.
I agree.
And in fact, a lot of like the best tabletop companies, the people who are doing like the big shit that everyone's going crazy about, look at Wizards of the Coast. Anything that they try to do app wise is fucking shit.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's too much to worry about in that front.
Agreed. All right, final question for this evening from SMG Sterling. Fuck, marry, kill.
Yes, we haven't had one of these in a while.
E3 edition.
Oh.
Bethesda, Microsoft, Ubisoft.
Oh, kill Microsoft. Really? Yeah. Just 'cause.
Bethesda?
No, kill
Yeah, Bethesda. Like
Kill Bethesda.
this year's
But
Bethesda.
they make Bethesda games.
Are we
though.
just doing this year? I guess.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we're doing
if it-
this E3
Yeah, I would
2017.
kill Bethesda super fast.
Oh, press conferences?
Yes, so pretty much. I mean,
Dude, I would
Do
kill
we not
Bethesda.
get to play any of their games announced?
I would kill Bethesda.
I guess that's.
I would.
No,
ki- I would kill Bethesda, fuck Microsoft, and marry Sony.
I would totally
Ubisoft.
fuck
Sony's
Microsoft.
not in this.
But
Wait, Sony's
this
not in
year
this?
they
Bethesda,
didn't bring
Microsoft,
back.
Ubisoft.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah,
I would,
that changes
I would
things.
kill Bethesda. I would fuck
Aisha?
Ubisoft.
Think about some of the Ubisoft games. Far Cry
No, I'd
5,
fuck Microsoft
Assassin's
and I'd marry
Creed,
Ubisoft.
South Park, Mario plus Rabbids.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
hate fuck, right?
If you fuck
Yeah, I'd
Ubisoft,
fuck the shit out of
you
it.
traded in Aisha Tyler for.
Hey, no.
The Peach Rabbit.
Aisha Tyler was not even there this year, so that's.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Now you got to fuck the Peach Rabbit.
I'd do that.
Okay.
She'd be
She's sassy.
taking selfies the whole time.
Yeah.
Post
Post that shit on the
But
internet.
she'd be like, I can't find your penis. The zoom, it's not good enough.
You're killing me. Anybody else got any answers?
I'm similar. I would kill Bethesda. I would probably fuck Microsoft. I'd probably marry Ubisoft this year.
Yeah. Same here.
No, I would fuck Ubisoft, kill Bethesda, marry Sony.
No,
And-
Sony's not
not
part
in
of this.
Oh, sorry. Wait, we're not.
Microsoft,
Sorry, why are we not doing
Ubisoft,
Why are
Sony?
people
Bethesda.
not listening to the words that are coming
Because
out
it
of my
doesn't
mouth?
make any sense why we're not doing Sony.
Because
Because the
everyone would marry
question-
Sony.
The question was Bethesda, Microsoft, Ubisoft.
That's
that was the question.
fucking terrible.
Well, you can bring that up with
fine.
SMG
Okay,
Sterling.
then I would.
I would kill Mercury Steam.
Yeah, there's no other way to answer that.
Yeah.
There's a right answer and then there's every other answer.
I don't know. I think you could swap like Microsoft and Ubisoft debatedly.
No, because Microsoft generally has not had.
I don't know. Fucking Dragon Ball Z or Dragon
I know,
Ball
but
No,
Fighters.
no,
This
no,
is
no,
the
no,
bet-
no. You marry Ubisoft, you hate fuck Microsoft, and you kill Bethesda because what are you losing there? Nothing.
I marry Samus, I fuck Zero Suit Samus, and I kill Mercury Steam.
Hey, if I kill Bethesda, they still release the Evil Within.
This
2.
guy wants to marry
I mean, the
Microsoft.
corpse
This
will be
guy wants
warm
to
for a
marry
little while,
Microsoft.
The corpse will be warm for a
Yeah,
little
no
while.
Evil Within 2 for you. You just get
Okay,
fucking
wait,
rabbits.
so you're
X
saying
Stomp.
if I kill Bethesda, I don't get the Evil Within 2?
Correct.
I would kill. So the implication is if you're killing one of them, you don't get the games that they announced.
Correct.
Sure.
Right.
Fuck me.
Which is
okay.
why you kill Bethesda, because all they have to offer is Quake Champions, which and Wolfenstein, which
Wolfenstein
okay,
and
fine,
Evil
whatever.
Within.
I
And
don't
Evil
care.
Within 2.
And the Evil Within 2, which is
Really?
probably
What
why
did
I guess Evil Within
Ubisoft
2, yeah.
show that is like really sick?
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Skull and Bones,
That's
I
not a
guess.
game.
Hold on. Like I said,
No,
I
really
mentioned
sick.
a bunch of them earlier. Far Cry 5 looks pretty
Yeah,
good.
but-
Yeah, Skull and Bones, Assassin's Creed Origins.
I'd
but
take
Brad
Evil
hates
Within
Assassin's
2
Creed,
over all those,
Mario plus Rabbids.
I'd still take Evil Within 2 over all those.
The thing is, nothing that
So
there wasn't.
Brad-
Okay, you know what? I'd kill Microsoft because there was not enough at Microsoft that they were publishing themselves.
42 games.
Yeah, but not all of those were being published by Microsoft.
Yeah, can I have?
You would rather have 5 wives as opposed to 42 wives. 42 virgin wives.
Oh shit, they're virgins.
But like 5 sexy experience wives, maybe. How are you gonna take care of 42 wives?
You do it the
You
same way
don't,
Microsoft
you don't
did.
make that much money.
Like 40, like 10 of them are like just you do it for like 2 seconds.
You're gonna forget all their names.
Wait. I don't have to kill Microsoft because they'll kill themselves.
Right.
Or their own project.
You just go hang out with PC instead because they've got everything that
Yeah.
Microsoft has.
I'd fuck my PC if it has a soft butthole.
Is your penis USB 3.0?
It's the flap on the back where the little cables come out.
Yeah.
Wait,
Flaps.
can we get an answer from Brad on that question? The last
What?
question.
Is your penis USB 3.0?
Yeah.
Mine's Type C.
There you go.
Wait, does that mean I'm faster? Mine's Type
might
USB A 1.0.
All right, what's the... Oh,
All right.
All right, that's all the questions for tonight. Thanks to all of our patrons. Every week we post a questions thread before the podcast. You can ask us any question.
Oh my god,
you like,
guys! Did y'all see that new Patreon logo?
Yeah.
It's bad.
That's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so
Stick
bad.
and ball.
Stick and ball.
Line and circle. It's really bad.
I'm
Wait,
so
did I not
sorry.
see the new
I'm so.
logo?
I know we are involved with Patreon.
Wait,
but
where's
man,
the logo?
Ooh, that's a
Look it
bad.
up. Just look at Patreon.
That's a
I'm
bad
on their
new
website.
logo. In my
I don't
personal
know if they
opinion.
pushed it
It might,
live.
well, the problem is
No,
I'm
it's
on the
live.
mobile site, so it might not be.
Just go
Yeah.
to Google and look up.
They
Patreon.
have not yet updated the app yet, so it does not show up in the app. But wow, wowzers!
Mary Ubisoft.
Oh.
But
Kill Microsoft.
But let me just say this: the logo should not prevent you from supporting us on Patreon. You can find us on Patreon at patreon.com.
Your money won't go to them designing new logos.
Patreon.com/4Player is where you can find us. We'd appreciate your support. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this show up. We've gone a little long. We're going to wrap up at the 4-Player minute as we
Wait,
usually
is
do.
this their logo?
Yes.
Let me see,
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah, stick and ball.
On the right.
Stick and ball.
It's like your logo.
Stick and ball. Anyways,
It's so bad.
let's wrap up the show with the
It has to
4-Player
be a
minute.
prank, dude.
I love the power glove.
All right. We have 5 people on the couch tonight, so let's actually try and keep it to a minute if possible.
Can I just plug my Patreon instead of doing that?
Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
Be sure to back me on Patreon. Keep the dream alive.
Nobody can hear you, so fuck
I
it.
like how he's not saying the address of his
Yeah.
Patreon.
Patreon.com/Edgar Allan Poe. It's PWN.
Dude, I'm gonna just like I'm on the audio recording. As soon as he says that, I'm just gonna bleep out his Patreon.
Patreon.com/beep.
That's why I need people backing me. Trying to keep the truth from me
Oh, I
now.
can't wait to edit that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Anyways,
I can't wait to censor you.
I can't wait to censor you. All right, Brad, kick us off. 4-Player minute.
That's right. Just visit my website, endmylifedog.com. It's faster, easier to remember, and it goes to my Patreon.
That's it.
Thank you,
All one word.
Carlos. Brad, do you care to
Yeah. What's the 4-Player minute, Nick?
hype, sweat, thank you, fuck you, unless you decide you want to do something else too? That's fine.
Oh, okay. My sweat until it comes out is probably Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh God, it's gonna be a whole.
Not Darkest Dungeon?
It's gonna be a
I'm
whole-
not even just worried that this thing is not going to resemble Beyond Good and Evil 1. I'm a little worried that whatever the thing they're working on is ever going to come out because, I mean, we still have yet to be proven right. That's going to be my sweat. Kind of a long-term sweat. It might even be dedicated to that sweat. My hype is not for Darkest Dungeon. It is actually for my child. I'm so hyped.
You're hyped for a
Brad,
kid?
you got like 2 months to go.
Yeah, I know.
3 months almost.
Party on!
No,
As your wife is giving birth, you're just gonna be like, woo!
In truth, I'm hyped for the rest of this video game year because, like, you know how when this year started, we were like, oh my god, this is like the greatest year ever. After E3, like, it's pretty crazy, right? Like, it's still the craziest fucking year, right?
Yeah, it's getting
it's
worse.
just-
But like, look at all these releases. There's still some crazy games coming out this year, and there's a lot of them.
Yep.
So I'm excited. My thank you. I haven't got a chance to give it to him on a regular podcast because we haven't had one so long. But KNC gifted me the PC version of Tekken 7, and that was very generous. And I've played so much of it.
Who did this?
KNC. I mean, I just call him KNC.
KFC.
It was very, very generous of him. I'm gonna resist the urge to play it all day tomorrow, but it's going to be tough because online works really good in that game, and it's really easy to do that for 12 hours. And my fuck you, I'm gonna give this Cancito. My fuck you, I'm gonna give it to Nintendo. I'm gonna give it to all y'all. I feel like I was skeptical of Nintendo's commitment to the Switch as like its single system going forward, both a handheld and a
console.
A console. But like after E3, and y'all kept telling me to wait till E3, wait till E3, wait till E3. Well, I did, and I'm still I still don't believe that Nintendo is committed to this thing as their one true future, because they're still announcing new games for the 3DS, and they still have yet to show anything that's on the Switch or coming for the Switch that resembles what a typical Nintendo handheld game is.
Do you really think these games they announced for the 3DS they just started developing 2 days ago?
No, I mean that was the argument that y'all told me at the beginning of the year, and y'all said wait till E3, and I did. That's fine. You're right. They take a long time to develop, but they still have not announced or shown anything for the Switch that resembles a typical like handheld game, and so I'm still a little worried. You know, I think they're committed to this 3DS, and they're going to do that up until the point where they announce the next handheld.
Brad. And
that's what I didn't want from Nintendo, and I don't think that's what Nintendo needs.
Brad, you know what I say to that?
What?
Just wait till E3.
Yeah, next year, right?
Wait till Nintendo Direct.
I don't think I was part of that, but
wait till I'm
you.
proven wrong. Is basically what you're telling me.
But I feel you.
just wait. It's
You done, Brad?
Go ahead.
All right, my 4-player minute starts now. My hype is for video games. Hopefully, starting next week,
Any
I'll
of them?
finally get to play some.
Anything I can put my hands on?
Because for those that didn't know, post the 3 days I was at E3 playing games, it had been like almost a month since I'd played anything, and since coming back from E3, I've yet to even play any games either. And so I'm really looking forward to just sitting down and playing some games. Chris Davis keeps putting up the word PUBG on the screen. I did pick that up, and I probably will be playing that a little bit just to check it out.
Does he get
Chris
royalties?
Davis off my back?
Does he get royalties?
Possibly, I don't know. I think he just gets his jollies off. My sweat, my new house, got one of those.
That should be a hype, dog.
I mean, no, it's partially a hype, but it's more of a now that we're in it and like expenses keep coming up.
You could just shit on the floor and no one's gonna care.
just
except
think
maybe your
about
wife.
it.
I mean, I would probably.
Nolan Hedstrom, homeowner.
Have you ever tried to get peanut butter out of a shag carpet, Brad?
No, but I did
Actually,
try
I
to
think
get
I may
shit out
have
of a
before.
So it's definitely a sweat. I'm sure in a year from now it'll probably be much better.
You heard it here first, guys. No peanut butter and jelly sandwiches upstairs.
Yeah. My thank you goes to all of our community members. I was super fucking pumped when a bunch of people showed up to our community meetup.
Yeah.
It was really nice to meet. You know, Yak Jack, was he the only one that was a familiar face?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Yak Jack. He's at fucking like almost every community meetup we have. He just like shows up, which is great. But I think everybody else was new.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
It's a good turnout.
It was nice to put some faces to names, to meet some lurkers. I'm always surprised when we get lurkers. Like, hey, I've been listening for 8 years. What's your chat name? Oh, I don't chat. What?
Yeah. It happens a lot.
You listening right now? I'm talking to you.
I challenge. You know what?
You're like, he's not actually talking to me. I am. You lurker who just listens, hop in the chat every once in a while. Say what's up.
You know what? I challenge you right now. If you're listening and you're a lurker, just say hi. Just the word hi.
Where the hell is Haste? He wasn't even a lurker.
What?
Where the hell is Haste?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's fucking working or something. I don't know.
Way to call him out, Brad.
But yeah, it was nice to
Oh,
meet.
look. Saber of Light. Never seen that name before.
Damn.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Look at all
Oh,
that
my
work.
God.
Oh,
Look at all.
look, lurkers!
Oh, my God.
Why are you bitches always lurking?
No.
Oh my
this is
god,
scary.
who
Go
is
away, go
SMG?
away.
I've never seen him before.
It's so weird. I've never seen any of these people's names.
Equinoctinator.
Holy fucking shit. There's dozens of us.
Dozens.
All right, well, thanks for saying hi, guys.
There are
Cool.
dozens
Never
of us.
seen that name before.
What?
School, I love you, dog.
Oh, my God. I miss you.
All right, and then my fuck you actually is also going to go to Nintendo, mainly because Hey Pikmin comes out next month. Not a fucking mention of it from then. Not during the Treehouse, like nothing. Like, what the fuck, Nintendo? Do you not want to push this game that comes out a month after E3? Like I forgot
you
about it until I
bitches.
randomly saw it online today. That it's like, wow, like I forgot that game was coming out, and I don't even know what to expect from it. But yeah, fuck you, Nintendo. Push your games.
Can I just say something? Is
up?
Boner Killer in chat making a joke that he hasn't seen?
He
us since
does
his-
it like every single second of his life,
Yeah,
Nick.
Boner
Okay,
Killer
I'm just making sure. I bet say I'm not losing my mind, right?
No.
No.
you're not.
Okay, just checking.
Unrelated.
Just checking. But seriously, I haven't seen any of these people's names before.
I think he has a macro for that comment.
Crispy.
All right, I am.
Hey, look, we got a new subscriber. Diamond Dice.
Oh, Diamond
Well,
Dice.
not for
Oh,
now.
sorry, 9 months in a row, but still, that's dope.
Diamond Dice is being born. His Twitch Prime
Damn.
subscription is being born.
You just ended your third trimester. Damn. I'm full of hype this week. My first hype is for Gundam Versus, which comes out in a couple weeks. That game was fucking sick. I really enjoyed playing it at E3. Can't wait to get my grubbing mitts.
I can't wait to see your video.
Can't wait to get all my grubbing mitts on it. Just
game
touch
was
it all over. Gundam Versus.
Versus.
It's kind of fucking
Carlos,
cool.
it's a Gundam game. There's 96.
It's a Gundam
Gundams.
game. Yeah,
I can't name any
It
of
launches
them.
with 96 mobile suits. 96 mobile suits.
I didn't even know there were-
96 mobile suits. And there's still a bunch in that list that like aren't that like. There's a bunch of favorites I have that aren't on the list.
I didn't know.
I can't wait for the
there were
DLC
96
to come
to
out.
choose from.
Dude, there's so many. There's so many.
Holy shit.
So many. I am super fucking hyped for that game. Love it. My other hype is for Beyond Good and Evil 2. That shit
Is this
looks
gonna be
fucking
brought to you
lit.
by-
It's
That
gonna be-
shit looks so fucking cool.
It's going to be Brad Sweat and
I don't
Crispy's
care.
hype for the
I'm
next
not
3
afraid
years.
to love. I'm not afraid to hope and to want
It's a
things.
straw man argument there, buddy.
Okay. You know what? That's more your own insecurities than it is mine. I don't care. I'm not afraid to put my heart on my sleeve on this one. That shit looks crazy.
I love loving
good.
things too, Crispy.
Nobody in
Then
here
do it.
Nobody in here
My
loves
other
loving
hype-
things more than me, okay?
Love all the space.
My third hype for this week goes to Metroid Zero Mission. I'm probably gonna play a shit ton of that this weekend. That game is fucking.
You know what?
Stank. It's
You
so
should
good.
play Metroid Fusion so that next time I can put Metroid Zero, Mission as the
on there,
overlay.
so we can keep swip swapping.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it.
Flip flopping. And my thank you is, like Nolan, also going to go to everybody who came out for the community meetup. That shit was so much fun. Especially special thank you to Nullify, who gave us all those wonderful little.
Yeah, dude, that was so cool.
No, it's not. Stop it.
I'm pretty sure me and her had a conversation. It's Nuluffy.
That is the exact opposite of the conclusion I came to when I had a conversation with her.
I mean, I definitely-
You keep confusing the whole
dude,
fucking thing, and I think you're doing it on
thinking
purpose.
a little too much about
I think-
Beyond Good and Evil
I think
2.
you're doing it on purpose.
No, you know what I think's happening? I think Nell's doing it on
Because she told me
purpose.
it's like nullify, but with an E and a U.
You know what? And she probably
nullify.
and then she probably turned to Nolan and told him something totally different.
I don't
just so
care.
that y'all
I
be at
don't
each other's
care.
throats.
For the record, it's nullify now.
All right.
I don't care.
Luffy.
It's pretty Nalufi to me.
But
I just call her
that's
Nell
it.
because I have no fucking idea. So I call her
That's
Nell
all
for
I
short.
got.
Thank
Fuck you guys.
Crispy. You know what?
Go fuck yourself.
It's Jager.
I have 3 hypes. I have 3 hypes this week.
Thripes.
These are all.
What are your thripes, Nick?
The first one, I'm gonna get this one out of the way. Nier Automata, playing that. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm looking forward. You know what? Despite the fact that Crispy, I think my conversations with Crispy about this game get me super excited because I have no fucking idea what he's saying, but that kind of intrigues me.
Honestly,
So I have no idea. I
kinda
don't know
wanna-
what to expect.
It's
I've
kind of
talked-
difficult listening to him talk.
I feel like we've talked about this game for like hours, and I still have no idea what y'all are talking
I
about.
kind of want to invite
what?
him
Oh, you're
over
talking
for
about
like
for
a soundtrack listening sesh.
Who?
Crispy.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever that
We're talking
means.
about Nier.
Yes, Nier.
Oh,
My second hype this week goes to a game coming out August 4th or August 8th. I can't remember. It's actually a game that's been in development for a very long time. I haven't paid much attention to it, and I finally watched a trailer for the first time. And not only did I watch a trailer, I watched about 20 developer diaries on this game
wow.
that I didn't even know existed. Hellblade.
Despite me telling you.
I know what you told me at the airport.
No, I've been telling you. Well,
First of all, I didn't even know there was footage of this game out there.
trailer talk, buddy.
It's never been shown at E3, which is weird. Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, which is the next game from Ninja Theory, looks fucking cool. I'm very, very fucking excited, especially just hearing all the, like, kind of their design philosophy going into the game, and how it's an action game, but like they don't really care that there are certain, like, there's times in the game where you don't even pick up a sword and fight anything. It's kind of focused on it's telling a story of a girl who's experiencing mental illness, and like there's combat, but there's also moments of downtime, and they do some crazy shit. It looks really fucking cool, and just kind of watching the developer diaries on it has got me really excited. And I didn't realize it was coming out this soon. It's coming out August 4th or 8th or something like that, and I'm super fucking stoked for it. My last hype this week goes to another unexpected Oh, god damn it, Chris Davis.
I mean,
not PUBG.
You don't need to shill for like the currently most successful game out there right now. Like, what do you?
Let me
You got a point.
My last hype this week goes to a surprise announcement. Oh my god. A surprise announcement from Namco Bandai. They're releasing .hack GU on PS4, the whole trilogy, as a single. I'm guessing it's going to be a single disc or whatever on coming out later this year. I loved the original .hack. I never played GU. I bought the first game of GU, but I never got around to playing it before we went from PS2 to PS3. So it's kind of been on my backlog for a very, very, very long time. But I love the concept. It's kind of like being able to experience an MMO without playing an MMO.
Yeah.
And also having the story layered on top that kind of drives me to play most of the games that I
But
play.
Nick, wouldn't you not enjoy that because you don't have the multiplayer co-op aspect of the game?
No, I don't want the multiplayer co-op aspect.
I don't. What?
You don't know what .hack is?
No, I know what .hack is, but it's not really anything like an MMO.
Yeah,
It
They
is.
just say it.
It's an
is.
RPG.
Yeah, it's an
It's an
RPG.
RPG, and they're
MMO.
just like, it's an MMO.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
cool, though.
It's not
Yeah.
an authentic MMO, but it is meant to be. You are playing a character who is in a world of an MMO.
What if they
And
brought
that is the
Dot
game.
Hack back and they just made
They
it
just made
like,
the world.
They just made it like Destiny.
Sure. Whatever. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. By the way, remember all those times you were doubting me about Anthem being like, why are you keep comparing Anthem to Destiny? I saw like 3 or 4 articles this week from 3 or 4 different places that were all fucking comparing Anthem to Destiny.
Cool.
I'm not fucking crazy. Just saying. But yeah, I'm really fucking excited
I think Nick's going crazy.
for .hack GU. God damn it, Carlos. And my last my last thing for this week is fuck you. This is gonna be a weird one, guys. MTV.
What?
Fucking, I got stuck watching that. I started watching Scream last year, that show, and I watched the second season of it in like 2-3 days. Because I got fucking hooked on it. Fucking killed any and all productivity I had this week. What are you doing, Carlos?
I'm fucking boning, dog.
You say he's boning?
I don't know.
He said he's got a boner.
He's digging his elbow into my fucking hip. It's killing me.
Also, fuck the Steam Cell. Remember when Steam Cells were great? Make Steam Cells great again, Trump.
Stop saying make X great again.
Yes, they made a Scream TV show, and you know what? For all intents and purposes, it's pretty bad. But on top of that, it's also pretty great. If you liked that fucking movie, and you know what? The original Scream happens to be one of my favorite movies.
But you probably also like Scream 4.
I have never seen
Yeah,
it.
the only Scream I didn't like was Scream 3.
Shit.
Scream 1, 2, and 4 are pretty damn good.
I guess 4 was okay.
4 is not bad. It's probably still my third favorite out of all of them.
Which one
But-
starts with like the 3-time fake out?
That's the 4. That's 4.
That is definitely
That's
a
4.
series that didn't need to become a series.
No,
Like a lot
but
of
dude, I'm
things.
gonna tell you this right now. Like, ask anybody who's actually taken the time to watch that show, which not a lot of people have because it's an MTV show. I didn't even know MTV still made television shows. It's weird. I don't even know how that show ended up on MTV. But if you like the original Scream, the second season, especially of that show, fucking does not pull any punches. I could not stop watching it, and I finished it. The acting is not great, but the writing's pretty on point, and it's a pretty good homage to the original Scream.
Are you watching the Archie show on Netflix?
Riverdale?
Yeah.
I watched
No.
the first episode.
Pretty
of that.
dank, right?
It's
Which is
so
the
weird.
one when
And,
one
like,
of the Wayans brothers
Archie's
gets a
all
dick
about
through
like
the
a
ear.
murder mystery.
That's the second one.
That's a
Wait,
scary movie.
Oh, that's there is
Oh.
a movie where a guy gets stabbed in the ear,
With a dick.
and then the dick was from Scary Movie. I'm pretty sure that
Okay.
was spoofing that scene from Scream 2.
I see.
Anyways, that's it, guys. This is it. This is the last podcast in this room. This is done. We're picking up. We're packing this shit up. Next week we'll be in a different room. How do y'all feel about that?
Y'all probably won't notice very much.
My 3 beers has worn off.
Yeah. Well,
I think one more in there.
Carlos, are you gonna ride your bike? bike over to be on the show next week?
I guess I have to.
Yep, I guess so.
You can ride with me, dog.
Nice.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening. It's been another episode of 4Player Podcast. 4playernetwork.com is the website. Please check us out, bookmark us. Keep your eyes peeled for all of our E3, our top 20 games of E3 2017 are coming very, very soon. As well as we should have our first top 10 games of all time video from Brad coming out very soon as well. So look for that. Thank you guys for watching. Someone named I Want to Stab Myself
Discord.
just followed us. Oh yeah, Discord. Please, if you have not yet, I see there's a shit ton of lurkers in here.
Yeah.
We have a Discord, guys. Why don't we see
Yeah.
y'all in Discord?
Yeah.
Are y'all lurking in there too?
Go lurk in Discord.
Discord.gg/4player. You don't have to say anything. But
Just stay out of the general channel. Hey, come to the gaming channel. The general channel posts weird like anime pictures. I'm always afraid to like look through that channel at work.
It's true. It's good.
These are weirdies.
But if you're gonna lurk in Discord, man. We're only live on Twitch so many hours in a day, but we're always in Discord. So yeah, do that. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Join us next week for our brand new venue. It should be fun. We'll still be in the same place for y'all. In fact, y'all probably won't even notice much. Anyways, that's it tonight, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for the beers. Who brought the beers? Nolan? Thank you for bringing
Nolan.
the beers. And good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.